If you found out we weren't alone, if someone showed you, proved it to you, would that frighten you? That is the question posed by Disclosure Day, the newest science fiction film from legendary director Steven Spielberg, and the focus of this episode of Watch, Review, Repeat, which begins now. Welcome to Watch, Review, Repeat. This is the podcast where two best friends discuss the latest in film and television and then do it all over again the following episode. My name is Colton Brown, and joining me, it's Andrew Meadows.
It's me. I'm here.
We're here to disclose things.
Oh, you beat me to it.
Well, you know, when I introduce you, you can always take that as the opportunity to riff a little bit, you know, give the listeners a little something. I'm already saying your name, so it's really your chance to just grab hold, take charge.
You know, I thought I was going to have something smart to say, like some thing.
But didn't materialize.
It didn't
the way
materialize.
You wanted it to.
No, I couldn't think of a quote or anything like that. So,
well, we're going to be disclosing our feelings on a Steven Spielberg film called Disclosure Day. We're going to be disclosing what we've been up to over the past few weeks. Since we recorded our Brews News and Previews episode, which has ended up being our June and July Brews News and Previews episode based on when it actually came out on the feed. But it worked out well because we covered a lot of July content on that episode anyway. And since it's now July, I think we have to officially say, holy shit, we're just a couple weeks away from a movie called The Odyssey arriving in theaters and 70 millimeter and IMAX and Dolby and I don't know, every other format you can imagine, probably. Deep, almost certainly. Screen X, The Odyssey and Screen X. Do you think Nolan does that?
Oh, I imagine that would piss him off. He'd be pissed.
Anyway, yes, it's a big month. We've been off for a few weeks because we've, I guess, really traded off a couple of vacations, which I imagine that we will talk about later in this episode. I definitely have a pretty extensive catching up list, which is not everything I've been up to. I didn't want to make that a full hour-long section, but it's pretty extensive. And yeah, I went on a little vacation as well. And what do you know? You're leaving soon, and then I've got some vacation a few weeks away. So we're kind of trading vacations right now, which is certainly impacting our recording schedule. But hey, we've finally reassembled. We both made it to a movie theater to watch a movie, which is pretty impressive, pretty awesome. Actually, I mean, spoilers for catching up, I think we've also each seen other movies that are currently playing in theaters right now, too. So we've got a lot to cover on this episode, a lot to talk about with certainly Disclosure Day. I'm really, really keen to hear your take on it. It's been I think I told you it was a little polarizing. We'll get into that a little bit more when we talk about the movie. I'm very, very curious to hear where you land on it. Just 3 weeks of shit that we just haven't really caught up. You know, we chit chat, we do things, but you know, we tend to reserve, you know, full thoughts, opinions, and everything. You know, for the pod. You know, save it for the pod. So we've arrived. We're here. I started the night off with the bang. I opened a big tall boy of beer, and it turned into a geyser and exploded everywhere. Thankfully, I opened it on the left side of my desk, which is not where my computer tower is oriented. So everything is working. Just had to clean up some really dank, hoppy smelling beer, but it's
you don't have carpet in there, right?
This episode. Right. No, not carpet. Just wood floor. We got a wood mop. It's good to go. Everything's good to go. We're ready to go. I think we need to start with what will probably be one of the last few mythological trivia questions that we do, because presumably we will stop with the Odyssey episode, although I guess we could keep the party going. We'll see. We'll talk about it. But for now, as we build to the Odyssey, as we're mere weeks away from the Odyssey happening, let's see if we can build the hype even more with the trivia question.
The last trivia question, potentially.
Possibly. Maybe.
The Greek hero Odysseus uses trickery and cunning to escape what one-eyed monster that was created by Christopher Nolan using a giant puppet and was inspired by Guillermo del Toro?
Okay. Well, are we looking for the name of this creature, the type of creature? Because I have the answers.
Give me all you got, dude. Really blow it out of the water.
I believe it's a cyclops by the name of Polyphemus.
Holy shit, dude. I only have Cyclops, so you're overachieved. Very nice. Well done.
Okay. Well, there's other Cyclops that are where Odysseus washes up with his ill-fated crewmates, but they only enter the cave of Polyphemus. And well, if you want to know how that goes for Odysseus and his shipmates, you got to watch Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, or you could read Homer's The Odyssey, or you could look it up on Wikipedia. But I would not encourage that last one. You could listen to Stephen Fry's retelling of it. Maybe you'd learn a thing or two that way, right?
Yeah. I know Anna isn't fond of that one. It was a little confusing in the beginning, but I like Stephen Fry. I guess I'm just partial.
There are many ways to consume this, these mythos.
But my way didn't leave me with his name. I would not have recalled his name until you said it.
But you knew it was a Cyclops.
I didn't know it was Cyclops. And I do, when you said his name, it's like, oh yeah, that's the one. But
and what has actually ended up being my exposure to many of the elements present in the story of the Odyssey, Hades too. Polyphemus is one of the bosses you encounter. On the Mount Olympus path. So yeah, lots of ways to learn about Polyphemus.
Not to get in the weeds so early, okay? But I guess we're getting close enough to this movie where people just start shitting on it. They're already shitting on the Odyssey.
Well, I mean, there's the internet backlash because it's too woke, Yeah. The critics' reviews are starting to roll in, and they're mighty positive.
Those are sounding very good because I watched a video from some English guy. I don't know who it is, but he lists like the 3 things wrong with it, and he lists like Zendaya. What do you say? It's Zendaya fatigue, and they didn't like what's his face?
Matt Damon?
No. There was a person that had a sex change, I think.
Oh, Elliot Page.
Page. They are not a fan of Elliot Page at all. It's like Elliot Page is great. Elliot Page is great. Anyway, so that they don't care for that person.
All right. So okay, just big. They probably weren't really thrilled about Lupita Nyong'o.
No, that was the first point.
Yeah,
it was
interesting points.
Color washing. Yeah. So it's almost like the same people that were almost. I mean, The Little Mermaid sucked ass. That was terrible. But it was the same people that were upset about Little Mermaid before The Little Mermaid came out.
Right. It's okay to be upset about The Little Mermaid after you watch The Little Mermaid and you think, this is actually kind of shit. This is an adaptation that made me literally physically sick, and not for the same reasons that probably this person, would say.
But is it true that there is a lot of internet backlash?
I mean, in certain circles, sure.
Jesus Christ.
The circles that I don't think need to entertain.
The very loud minority, I suppose.
Very loud minority. They crop up with everything, So,
okay.
But, you watch a thing, you make your own opinion of it. And you may not like the thing. You may be upset by some of the casting choices. Maybe it's possible. Maybe you're just a little racist, or maybe you're just a little transphobic. Just maybe. Maybe you hate women. Just maybe.
Could be all these things, yes. I watched the thing and I feel bad about watching it because I shouldn't be giving this person that platform, and it was just the most absurd shit. I was like, are we looking at the same fucking trailer? Are we looking at the same thing?
Well, I was just gonna remark on, like they've done the premiere in a few different cities and everyone's busting out the different looks. I'm like, Zendaya's looking great, and all these, like like Robert Pattinson, he's in Batman mode, but he's looking fucking awesome. Tom Holland's looking. They're all looking good. The women particularly looking good. They're much better dressed than the men are on overall. But there's some sharp dressed men in the bunch too. Don't get me wrong. So Anne Hathaway, glowing, pregnant, looking amazing. I'm fucking hyped. I'm getting more and more hyped the closer we get.
Same.
Personally. Well, just a couple weeks away. It'll be out. We'll have a chance to talk about it. And well,
I hope I'm not overhyped.
I guess we'll weigh in on whether we're overhyping it for ourselves, how upset we are about certain casting decisions, or not upset potentially. I don't know.
The last time I was this hyped about a movie,
one of the Dunes.
It was Dune.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just Dune in general, like either Dune, you know,
but both of them, yeah. Well, I think Danny delivered with those, right? You know,
absolutely
not overhyped.
Not overhyped. Underhyped.
Well.
Really.
What would you say your hype levels were for Disclosure Day? What how were you feeling?
I was pretty hyped.
Okay. Spielberg, sci-fi,
another Spielberg
UFO alien.
I think he did
type
War of
thing.
the Worlds, didn't he? Didn't he do War of the Worlds?
He did, yeah, back 2005, right?
Long time ago. Yeah, I really like that movie. I don't know how
decades.
it's aged. I haven't seen it in a very long time, but I recall very much liking that movie.
Yeah, I mean, Spielberg's done a lot of sci-fi stuff, but not in a good while. I mean, Ready Player One's probably the last one, and that's a little bit its own thing, I think overall. But no, all right. Well, let's talk about Disclosure Day. I just wanted to tee it up, but let's talk about it. It's playing in theaters right now. It made its way to theaters, I believe, mid-June. Let's check that. June 12th, so it's been out
a little bit.
Close to a month now. But we haven't recorded in close to a month, so here we are.
Yeah.
The movie was written by David Koepp, based on a story by Steven Spielberg. Film, of course, directed by Steven Spielberg. Stars Emily Blunt, Josh O'Connor, Colin Firth, Eve Hewson, and Coleman Domingo. So, I had a little trouble when I was trying to find a good synopsis to take from the internet and put into the script so I could read it out at this point. And everything was kind of just very vague and doesn't really tell you a whole lot about it. But I stuck with the official logline, which I think in some ways actually does kind of, it tells you everything about the movie in a way, but also still tells you nothing about the movie. So I'm just gonna read it out. If you found out we weren't alone, if someone showed you, proved it to you, would that frighten you? So that's the logline for the movie. Which, again, I think, all right, I guess that is kind of what the movie's about, but it doesn't really tell you what 2 hours and 25 minutes of runtime is going to, what's that going to be like? It doesn't tell you that part.
No.
So we're going to fill in the gaps and talk about that ourselves. But first, we'll talk about a fun fact regarding Disclosure Day. I came prepared. I figured you had mythological trivia question locked down, so I came with a fun fact. Of course, if you do have a fun fact of your own, you're certainly welcome to share.
You are the singular fun fact of the night.
All right. The one fun fact is something that Emily Blunt, star of Disclosure Day, shared on her appearance on Hot Ones with Sean Evans.
Oh.
She was eating the hot wings and making noises. She talked about, hey, in this movie Disclosure Day, if anyone's seen the trailer, this is not a spoiler, she makes some weird fucking noises. Some clicking and,
some pops. I don't know.
Yeah, some weird shit. I can't even do it. But turns out, person that can do all that shit is Emily Blunt, because
no way.
It's all her, apparently. She that's 100% natural, allegedly, according to Emily Blunt, according to Spielberg. They came to her, during the production process, and this is Emily Blunt's version, is that they said, hey, we can do this with AI, or you think maybe if you could do it yourself, we could give that a try, and so she said absolutely not to using AI, and ended up doing it. She's like, I can make weird sounds, like I can do that, that's sort of part of my trade. I think I can pull that off, and so yeah, she says it's all her. Clicking sounds, humming sounds, consonant sounds, breathing strange sounds. Microphones were sort of placed in different like kind of unique ways to kind of make it
capitalize
seem
on
a bit
noises,
more unnatural, less human, certainly. And And so, maybe there's some post-production, modifications
Really
happening. But either way,
tweak this up, really turn it up and all that. Yeah.
Right. Spielberg has maintained since, he was asked about her comments, and he said that it was never on the table to use AI in that particular context. It would have been, the classic sort of sound effects, making of using animal sounds or, whatever sort of weird shit you can smash together in an editor and come up with something that sounds, inhuman, which, that seems reasonable. Certainly could be done. Or you could just throw it in ChatGPT and see what happens, or, or whatever. You can probably spit out something for you to work with. And, but they didn't go that direction. They did not invite that criticism there. But yeah, that's my fun fact is all that,
pretty
all
good
that
one.
weird shit. Emily Blunt's doing some weird shit in this movie.
She's so cool.
She's pretty cool.
Big fan of Emily Blunt.
Yeah, me too. Very good in this. Box office breakdown. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, lay it on me. Box office breakdown. Wah, wah, wah. Sounds like you're joking.
I am not Emily Blunt, I guess. All right. What do you want from me? Trying, man. Trying. This movie did pretty well, I think, overall. If we're talking about total box office picture, I think we talked about it, I guess in the context of the Mando episode, you had your backrooms and your obsessions just owning the movie theaters. Right. Toy Story came out earlier in June, I think maybe the week before Disclosure Day, and did incredible, and is continuing to do incredibly well. No real surprises, huge franchise, lots of, a wide open audience that it appeals to. Disclosure Day, though, did pretty well. It was projected to make anywhere from 40 to 60 million in the lead up to its release. And in its first weekend, it drew in $44 million over the 3-day weekend, which was good for number one. Toy Story must have been the week after, because I feel like Toy Story's... I'd have to check that, but yeah, I don't know. Something... I don't know. Is that good enough for number one? Is that right? Now I'm like questioning everything. Question reality. Toy Story 5 came out the week after. Okay, that makes more sense, because like there's no way Toy Story's had incredible legs. It must have done better. But anyway, yeah. So Disclosure Day had that nice number one debut. $44 million, added $49 million overseas. So its worldwide tally was about $93 million. It dropped 60% in its second weekend for a $17 million take. And that was when Toy Story came out, so that makes sense.
Really
that
cut the legs out
lost
of it.
A little bit of the lost a little bit of the market space there. But as of now, we're in roughly week 4 of release. Domestic total is at $105.7 million. Worldwide is just north of $200 million. Working against a budget of $115. So yeah, I would say modest success. It's gonna finish doubling its budget. I think that's probably not that feels like that's
a successful
without being, massively successful, obviously. But it's Spielberg's most commercially successful film since Ready Player One, back in 2018. Which not that he's been up to a whole lot.
Yeah, I was going to say what else
Fablemans,
has he done? Oh, okay.
The West Side Story remake, but yeah, And, both those are pretty good. It's Spielberg, man. Spielberg usually delivers the goods, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about whether he delivered the goods here. I mean, just to set the stage, we're talking about Rotten Tomatoes score of 80%. I think audience... The popcorn meter is a little lower, 70%, which is still pretty good overall. You're getting
that's not bad.
Close to 3 out of 4 people saying, I dig it. The internet discourse on this one, and I don't need to, dive into the internet discourse of the, certain people. I have seen a lot of chatter on the internet, Reddit specifically. Anna listens to like an entertainment podcast where they just ripped into this movie. But like Reddit, like I've seen so many threads, even just the official discussion thread is just like, this is bad. This is really bad. And it's so odd to me because, the reviews are quite positive. Even like it's not like 80% and then 30% for audience score. It's not like, like there's certain movies like A24 movies. I feel like a classic A24 thing is the critics love it and the audience fucking hates it.
Yeah. Real polarized.
This doesn't even seem to be that. So I think I'd seen it before you. I think I don't know if you asked me about it, but I think I'd seen a couple other things. So it was kind of like, hey, what should you see? When I tried to, not tell you my thoughts on the movie because I like to again preserve it for talking about on the episode. I don't want to color your impressions of it. If I feel a certain way, it doesn't mean you're going to feel the same way. We tend to align. But I say all that as, the pretext of, I don't know. Like, I don't know where you're going to land on this movie. I know where I landed on this movie, obviously, because they're my own thoughts. But I really am very curious to hear about your thoughts on this movie. It'll be a fun one. I'm glad we're recording on it because I think it's going to be an interesting conversation. So I am going to kick it over to you so I can hear your thoughts.
So I'm going in completely blind of all the chatter. Just putting that out there. I came to you because I had an opportunity to see a movie in the movie theater. There were 2 movies out. I ultimately picked this one. It reminded me of War of the Worlds. It's Spielberg. Sure. I'm a big Spielberg fan. Spielberg has style to his movies in the way that they look and the way that they sound. And even if maybe the written content, like maybe like the written stuff isn't the best, I think there's a lot of entertainment value with Spielberg. And I think they're crisp. I think they're crisp movies. They feel like Hollywood movies, which is cool. So I went to go see a Spielberg movie because I like Spielberg. And I got there. I thought the movie started at 12:30, but it didn't. It started at 12:15.
Oh, so did you miss it?
And I said, okay, well maybe it's like still trailers. It's totally fine. Well, 15 minutes late. It's not so bad.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now I'm really interested to see where this goes because I have thoughts about the beginning of the movie.
And I didn't get the beginning of the movie.
Oh man.
So I caught the movie. It's not. It's probably. I wouldn't. I think it's spoilers. It happens pretty soon. But for the sake of having the conversation of the movie, I got to the movie where the guy that was in the Glass Onion movie, the boxing priest. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Josh O'Connor. Sure.
Josh O'Connor, who's awesome. I really like him. And his girlfriend are in a car driving away from like some henchmen or whatever. They're trying to get away.
Okay.
That's where I got. How much did I miss?
A few minutes, maybe.
Okay. Because I spent the entirety of the fucking, I spent at least 3/4 of the movie wondering what the fuck I missed. Well, so it must hit the ground just fucking running.
It does. That's something I will say. And since we're talking about it, we might as well talk about it now instead of bringing it back up later. This movie hits the ground running in a way that I found very. I wasn't ready for it. Let's put it that way. Because it throws you in. I thought it was going to be one of those things where it throws you into it and then it's 24 hours earlier. It's a cold open and then it's going to pull it back and here's how you got to that point. It doesn't do that. It just fucking goes. And so I didn't end up thinking I missed a whole lot by the time I got to 3/4 of the end. Or those
close
few
to
minutes
the end.
don't. Right. It's like it just throws a shit ton of exposition at you, a little bit of interactions, and you kind of get this idea that Josh O'Connor is on a different side from Colin Firth, and he's got a girlfriend, and they need to get away from him. That's really all you needed to know. So you probably didn't really miss anything contextually. But
boy, it felt like I did.
But I think your confusion probably is actually how I felt too, because I'm just like, wait. What? We're just going for it. Where's my opening crawl? Where's my text? Where's my 24 hours earlier? It's just go, 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 and it doesn't really stop. And it is interesting that it just really drops you into the middle of something without any sort of anything. And I will say, I mean, I guess I kind of appreciate on one hand that it's just like you're gonna get it. You'll pick it up. You'll figure it out, and you do kind of just get it and figure it out, and as you go. But you didn't miss anything that would have completely altered your viewing of the movie in any way. Is what I would say. It was
fine come the end of the movie because I realized that I hadn't missed everything because everything that I was wanting got described like 15 minutes in, 20 minutes in, 45 minutes in. You get a little nugget. You get these little nuggets all the way through. And I was like, okay, well, I don't think that I missed a whole lot because they're explaining it again, unless there's just a hand holding. Yeah, I don't think I missed a whole lot.
Well,
but up until I got those particular nuggets, I'm like, what the fuck did I miss, man? I missed it. I couldn't help but wonder, did they explain this before? Who the fuck is this guy? Who's this? What's going on?
No, the answer is no, not really. It does, I think, sort of a little bit of hand holding throughout the movie, but it does not do it to start the movie. So. I mean, I hate going to, I hate it, especially in a movie theater where I miss like even just the first minute because I need that time to like, this is my space. I need to settle in and like lock in, like I feel like just mentally I find it difficult to just like, I'm in, like there's something about hitting play, if you're watching at home, there's something about like sitting in and having Nicole tell you how great, the fucking movie theaters are about being like, you know what, Nicole, you're right. I agree.
And I walked into better. Middle of the car chase. I'm fucking in. I'm like, oh
yeah, because that's like you're just like really thrown into it. But again, I actually think that's kind of how the movie starts. Is it doesn't start with like a slow thing. It's like dialogue like 3 seconds in, and it's like full dialogue, not just like a one little thing, and then we move on and we're gonna explain what just happened. It was like. No, like 5 minutes of that, then you get away, and then maybe you get a little bit of like, okay, what's going on? What's going on? Because she doesn't really know what's going on exactly, so she's kind of your vehicle into figuring out what the fuck is going on. No, that's kind of the beginning of the movie in a nutshell. So, anyway, all right, that was your experience with the beginning of the movie. How about the rest of it? How about the subsequent 2 hours and change?
I think that I thought the effects in the movie were pretty cool. There's one effect that I thought was really cool, or one sequence I thought was real cool in the movie. Everything else was kind of okay. The bit where she talks in like the alien dialect, that was really cool. I thought the premise of the movie was pretty cool too. Because all the alien movies are kind of like, what's the direction, right? Like, what kind of story are you trying to tell, and like, what are you doing, And I think this is a cool alien movie. I think it's a cool alien movie, man. I think it's, I think that it's topical in the sense that like, there's like and there's always government conspiracy with alien movies, so that's nothing new, I guess. But, this felt cool. It felt like a couple people up against the man trying to. I don't want to get spoilery, but it's. Yeah, I thought it was cool. I like the premise of the movie. I like the thrust of it. I really enjoyed the performances all the way around. I really like Colin Firth. I feel like you don't see him in a lot. I don't think he does a lot of stuff, but when he does, I'm here for him. I think he's great. Emily Blunt's always great. Josh O'Connor's awesome. Eve Hewson, that must be the girlfriend.
Right.
I thought she was good. But you know who I really like, and I'm always here for this dude, is Coleman Domingo. Coleman Domingo is a fucking boss. I like Coleman Domingo a lot. He's borderline one of those people that I think if he's on a project, I'm getting to the point where if he's attached to it, I kind of want to watch it. His performances are just really, really charismatic, and just I think he really delivers. Yeah. So, I thought the ending of this movie, the ending of this movie kind of shit the bed. I thought. I don't think it stuck the landing. Not for me, anyways.
We'll get into that in spoilers. We'll save that talk.
It maybe shit the bed's a little strong. Shit the bed should be reserved for something like Alien Romulus. I thought that movie shit the bed.
Yeah,
in the
an
ending.
Unnecessary fourth act that
That's
really
not
brings the whole thing
that's
down.
not what this did. It just, I guess it felt
We'll
we'll get into it. Felt like an artistic ending or something that I just was I don't know. It just kind of missed for me. On an otherwise pretty fun ride. I thought it was a pretty fun ride. Enjoyed it. I enjoyed this movie. But the ending leaves me
a little wary.
A little weary, trying to what the fuck, what's the, like, what are we going to? Where are we moving here from here? You know what I mean?
That's what is it all about?
What's it all about? Exactly. So what about you? What's your opinion about this movie, dude? Are you on the side of the internet? Are you on the side of...
Well, here's what I'll say. There's a lot in this movie that I think is interesting. I think there's a lot of stuff in here that's good. I think all the actors are great. Mm-hmm. Great actors. I think some stronger performances than others for me personally. I like the premise. I like the idea of it. I like, the way that it's shot. And it's to me, it's like there's so much in this that I feel like I should like, and yet I will say I really found this really, really hard to watch. I thought it was genuinely bad, just bad. So I guess I'm going to side with the internet.
The internet, wow. We'll get into this shit.
I tried to be, diplomatic of telling you, not telling you, I thought this was maybe a little bit dog shit. Maybe don't spend 2.5 hours of your life watching this. And it sounds like you've come out on a different side of things, which is good. I'm glad. I don't think the critics are wrong. I don't think that anyone's wrong. I did not find this film enjoyable to watch really at all. And I say it's interesting because I read the plot synopsis back on Wikipedia to remind myself what happened? What's this about? And I think there's some interesting stuff in here, and it's a great cast, and I think it's well directed, and generally speaking, I just think the actual dialogue and the story, things, and almost just the way that scenes play out was just utterly baffling to me. I don't even think it was an editing issue. I think it was just stupidity thing where, a lot of the movie is about these people being on the run from the powers, the authority, the Big Brother is trying to get them or whatever. And there's just so many sequences where it's we can't find them. And they're just standing 10 feet away behind a tree for 10 minutes. And then no one's just what if we just looked around the perimeter? Or, what if instead of going on one side of this building, this structure that they're in, what if we just surrounded the whole thing instead of just going on one side, and then they happen to escape out the one side that's not covered? There's just so many little things where it's just this is the dumbest fucking movie I've ever seen in my life. And I think that there, and it's a shame too, because I think there's a lot of interesting things in here. And I think the lore of it is actually sort of interesting. And I think the ending is I think a pretty big swing that doesn't totally work for me either. I'm curious to get into that, certainly in spoilers, but I liked the idea of what they were doing. The execution was something, I thought, that didn't sway my opinion on the other. To me, it was 2 hours of bullshit jerking around to arrive at a kind of a big ending. And I thought the big ending was kind of the most interesting thing about the movie. And I think there were things within that were interesting too. But I don't know. I just found this whole thing to be 2.5 hours of just a plotting mess to me. I just felt it really, really dragged in places, and just felt very silly and grandiose in a way that I guess makes sense for the story content, but I never bought into it. I always felt at arm's length with the content of this movie. I could never just buy into it. And I don't know what it was. It all just felt a bit off kilter for me. And I feel like I'm being softer on it now than I was. When I walked out, I was just
what the fuck did I just watch?
I think that's the worst movie I've seen in a long, long time.
Man.
And I'm sure there are worse movies that have come out this year. I think it's still, I would probably stand by the fact that I think it's probably the worst movie I've seen this year. But it's got some things in it that are sort of interesting. Like, I don't think that my experience is universal. I feel some sort of kinship in the notion that, like, there's a lot of people on the internet that are just like, this is bad. And I don't even know that it's like I just don't understand it sort of way. I do think that, like, I think I understand it. I think I understand what it's going for. I think I almost appreciate what it's going for, maybe more than some people that are just, ripping it to shreds. I mean,
it could be too that you think that the lore and everything else is so cool, and then the execution just fucking sucks. It's not doing what you want it to do too.
I think the execution is just bad for me, because I think the characters themselves, like what the characters do and like kind of, why they're doing what they're doing is actually sort of interesting. But the moment to moment stuff, the personal relationships, all of it was really paper thin for me, and just sort of like, but why? But why? And why is this person doing this? Why does this government entity exist to do things this way? But why? Like, too often I found myself asking, like, why? What the fuck are we doing? Like, and I don't know. I don't. Like, it felt like I was taking crazy pills at a certain point, but I don't know. And then
we'll get into this
the way that it does, and I'm just like, nah, I'm fucking good, man. Nah, I'm good. I don't know about this one, dude. So, again, I didn't want to like tell you, like, I don't know, because I think you should make your own opinions about things. And
I think that this movie was, I don't even know if Ready Player One was. I can't really remember Ready Player One. Did I like Ready Player One?
I think we probably both had a similar reaction of, I don't know that it's good. It's, the source material probably holds it back. But like, for what it is, like, it could have been a lot worse. I think in lesser hands, like without Spielberg, like, it's probably unwatchable dreck. With Spielberg, it's at least watchable dreck. You know what I mean? I don't know. This has got to be close to bottom tier Spielberg for me, which is, like, he's made, looking at his filmography now, like, obviously there's some incredible shit in there. I mean, he's fucking Spielberg. He's a legend.
He did Crystal Skulls though too, didn't he?
But honestly, this feels very Crystal Skull to me.
Is it Crystal Skull? Oh my God, that's bad.
Yeah.
Dude. That's real bad.
Where it's just like, yeah, it's pretty to look at in many places. The acting's not the problem. The casting's not necessarily a problem. Maybe you could point to Shia as a problem with that one. There's no Shia in Disclosure Day, you know what I mean? But just something about it just feels like the dumbest fucking thing. Who wrote that movie? Was it the same guy? Jeez, it was the same guy.
It was the same guy. Well, there's the thread.
Don't let this guy write about aliens. That's what I'm saying, okay?
It's a thread.
Maintain that. I don't know. I think it really was just the script, the dialogue, the pacing, maybe the editing to a certain extent. And again, just like the way that scenes it ended, where it's just like, there's other ways to get these characters out of these situations other than, I can't see anything, like, I don't know. It just felt so fucking silly to me. Like, it was like borderline slapstick of just like the most incompetent government agency of all time, even though they have things to, in their arsenal that should, maybe make them a little bit more competent. Like, is it a meta commentary on the futility of, certain government agencies? Maybe that's the intent.
A high grab,
in which
dude.
case, maybe.
That's such a
I don't think that's what they're going for, but maybe it's that, and you can write it off as that, and you kind of think, well, actually, yeah, no, you know what? This is the kind of stupid shit that, our current FBI maybe would do. Is be like, we can't find them. We don't know where they could possibly be. They're not inside. We haven't considered whether they're outside the structure. But I just don't think that's the case. So they must have teleported off planet. There's just no other explanation for what's happened. I don't know.
Not a fan. Well, we can get into spoilers if you like, and then we can have
I very much want to get into spoilers, but I want to hear your recommendation. You saw it in theaters. You paid money to see it in theaters. I don't think you have A-list anymore, so you paid your hard-earned money.
I did.
And so, yeah, do you think people should do the same? See it in theaters? Do you think they could watch it at home, just come streaming? What is this?
So this movie for me, if I could give it a 1 to 10,
Universal
if
Peacock eventually.
If you asked me what do you think the RT score of this is, the Rotten Tomatoes score, I'd probably say this is about a 60% movie. That's probably what I would say.
Yeah, and I don't think that's crazy.
I think it's a 60% movie. I think that there's entertainment value there. I think that it's well delivered. I don't think it's the most thought-evoking thing, and then it tries to be at the end for some reason. Like it's a 60% movie for me. It felt like a summer. It felt like a alien summer blockbuster kind of movie to me. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know if I'm conveying my feelings correctly. I went in expecting like War of the Worlds. I thought War of the Worlds was really good. At least I remember it being really good. So I need to rewatch it.
It's been a while for me too, but recollection is it's definitely better than this.
But I spent the majority of the movie wondering if I had missed something. I'm glad that I didn't, you know. I thought the concepts were cool. And I thought the ending was not great. And I thought it was well acted, and I thought it was like well shot and stylish. That's about where it ends. So, I mean, on our tier, I'd say just you could watch it at home. You don't need to go watch it in a theater. Excuse me. You don't have to watch it in a theater. I don't think it's. I'm not as hard on it as you. I don't think it's a pay to watch. I don't think, but at the same time, I don't think you need to go out of your way and spend money and watch it at the theaters too.
Okay.
It's nothing. It's not doing anything. It's not doing anything so incredible to demand the time and effort to go out of your way and watch it. You know what I'm saying? But if you have some popcorn, you want to, you could bring your kids to watch it, you know, and you guys want to watch something like a Friday night movie or whatever. If you want to have a blockbuster night, you know, run down to the Blockbuster and pick out a movie, you could do that and pick it up and put it in the DVD player or the VHS player and watch it. That'd be cool too. But yeah, like I said, that's mediocre summer blockbuster kind of movie for me.
Mediocre.
Yeah.
So says a Morton Joe. It's weird to me, and maybe it feels, sort of nonsensical, but I don't really disagree with everything you've said. Like, I think there's a lot of cool stuff about it. I think Emily Blunt particularly was incredible in this. I think she's cool and all, but like she's really good in this.
Her boyfriend's a fucking moron.
Boyfriend's a bit of a dope, but that's okay.
Done with your crazy shit.
I think if this had a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes, like that would be like lower tier Spielberg, you know, like, oh, Spielberg's like maybe missed a little bit with this one. I'd be like, yeah, I mean, he missed a little bit more for me than it sounds like for a lot of people, but like, yeah, but for 4 out of 5 critics to give this a positive rating feels like I'm living in, you know, a different dimension. Like I saw a different movie than everyone else. Like I don't.
But see, a 60% movie to me, I feel like a lot of stuff's probably 60 in the 60s. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of stuff lands there, and I feel like a lot of people are pretty happy watching a 60% movie. I feel like
more than half liked it, you know, in theory. So
I feel like a lot of people don't like my 90 to 100% movies. You know what I'm saying? Movie's boring. That movie's boring as fuck. I don't want to watch it 90 to 100%.
You know, some things that are like more intelligent or like more artsy or whatever do really well critically, but then sort of have that sort of complete opposite audience reaction where it's just like, no, I hate this, you know? And I'm trying to see if there's like a great example in theaters. I don't know. Well, Michael's the opposite example of horrible reviews, 97% tomato meter for the audience. So people love them, Michael. Critics, not so much. But there are those examples. Civil War is one that I'm seeing as a free-to-watch movie. 81%, 69%, you know, split. Like, there's definitely movies that score in that higher tier for audience, you know, for critics, where they're like, most critics are loving it. And then when it gets to the home audience, it's just like, this is, I don't know. It just doesn't have that sort of mass appeal necessarily that,
Right.
Lets it work for everyone. I don't know. Like, this is not like, this is a lower audience score, but again, not as low as I might have expected it to be based on some of the chatter about it and certainly my feelings on it. I don't know. It just really didn't work for me. I think it's, I don't know if, I think it's definitely disappointing because I feel like Spielberg is much more capable, and like, I don't even know if this is necessary. He has the marketing the blame for me. I thought the marketing was cool. I liked the marketing. I think some of the best things about this movie probably were the things that were in the marketing, the clicking and all that. And I don't know. I think to me, it really was just the story, the scripting, the pacing of it that just was kind of the death knell for this movie for me, where I just, and the ending, again, is a swing. I like things about the ending, but the actual execution of it, I kind of feel like just was really just the cherry on top of, it kind of, and now that we're talking about it, it kind of feels like a movie that could have been made 15, 20 years ago. I think if this movie was made in the 80s, I think this was like a classic Spielberg movie.
Just an on-the-run movie.
It would have been on almost ahead of its time, but I think it would have fit better. I think in this modern era, this movie just doesn't work for me. Like, there's just so many things about this movie that it feels like it's trying to recapture a classic Spielbergian feel, but like falling on its face trying to do that. Like the nature of the dialogue, like just kind of just its approach, just it feels like it's trying to emulate that and not doing it well to me. Like, and I do like,
I can get that.
there's
I can get behind
there's a healthy amount of like, I don't know, like the idea of AI as it stands kind of just sort of, if this movie came out before like generative AI was as big of a thing as it was, I think it's a lot more plausible, so much of it feels way more believable. There's a sort of, I don't know, I feel like it kind of has a naive viewpoint of the world, of how people would respond to things that, happen in this movie. And I don't know, I think, 10, 15, 20 years ago, I think that comes across very, very differently than it does in today's age. And I think that's a strike against the movie, is that it sort of half-assedly kind of is like, no AI, like at a certain point. And it's like that felt like someone thought about it in post-production to be like, doesn't this kind of blow up the whole movie? If like this whole idea of, what generative AI is capable of producing. I don't know. But I do agree with that. I fully agree with that. Like, I feel like it's trying to be, or, if it had been something,
like, what's the last on-the-run kind of movie?
Closer to Close Encounters, E.T. in that era of films, like, I don't know, maybe it plays really differently. Like, its sensibilities might work, and then in that era. I don't know. I think it still is going to have some issues. Obviously, it's not, I think technologically it would have been better off being made 40 years ago, instead of relying on CG for things, or certain other things that it did that I found not impressive, technically speaking. But I don't know. Yeah. I guess I should actually give my recommendation. I've been hemming and hawing. Yeah, I think that my feelings on this movie are not reflective of a lot of people's feelings on this movie. So I'm going to say, as my official recommendation, wait for streaming. Wait to watch it at home. I don't think spend any more money than you've already spent on Peacock or whatever. I think if you have to spend money on Peacock, don't do it. I think if you can get a free trial for Peacock when it's streaming, I think that's fine. Give it a go. I have a feeling that if I tried to watch this at home, I would have given up about 30 minutes in, and bailed. So in some ways, it's like maybe good that I saw it in the theater so I could actually commit to it and see it through. If you asked me 5 minutes after leaving the theater, I think I would have said, you have to pay me to watch it. I think you'd probably have to pay me to watch it again, to be quite honest. Even though I feel like talking about it has, in hearing your thoughts on it, make me feel like, there's something there maybe. But but I don't know. I kind of
We're gonna talk about it in spoilers.
Once I watch it, and like 5 minutes in, be like, no. This is why I didn't like this fucking movie, and I would probably still feel those ways. I don't think a revisit, a rewatch, would change my feelings. Maybe a Benjamin though. Slip me a Benjamin. Maybe I'll feel differently about.
Watch anything you want me to watch for a Benji.
Yeah. Maybe a few, and I'll give it a glowing recommendation. Yeah, let's do it. Full spoilers for Disclosure Day. Should we start with the end because it's maybe?
Oh, okay.
Where you if you had other places to go, I'm happy to go.
No, I was just gonna say you can start. You can kick the thing off.
Listen.
Yeah, we can start with the ending. That's fine. So I'm fine with the goal, right? To have the disclosure day. The goal of the movie is to have a disclosure day. Great. I think that's good.
Okay.
Bring out the alien. I'm okay with bringing out the alien.
Wheel out the alien. Sure. Go for it.
I'm here for that too. I don't care about that. It was the I'm going to walk over. I'm going to rattle off a bunch of shit. And then it's almost like it clearly more was said than like what she went on stage and said. You know what I mean? And like, because you could hear a little bit, you can hear a little bit of what he says to her, and it's different than what she goes up there and says. And well, she says, "Listen," and that's all we get.
Directed by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, it's too much. I didn't
even know if we got that. Might have just gone to the fucking scrolling credits.
Like, could you imagine watching?
Give me an impactful directed by title, card. I need that.
Like, at the very least, give me a post or mid-credit sequence or something, because like, if I was watching the fucking news and we just saw all that shit and it ended with, "Listen, fuck you guys." Like, what are we?
What?
Like, I'm not here for the ending at all. I'm here for a lot of the premises though, like the technology, like the imbuement of like certain like skills, or like I don't know what they did to like these kids' brain or whatever. I thought that was interesting shit. I thought that was really cool. I thought the CG animals looked like shit.
CG animals look really bad. But maybe that's intentional. Maybe it's a Ready Player One situation where it's like, it's supposed to look like a video game because it is. But here they're fake animals, so it's like, no.
Right.
You don't have to make them look like shit.
You don't have to. Like, you could say that they're not animals. They're not animals. I know that they're not animals. But the aliens are using your brain to make you think that they're animals. So they should look.
So they should look like animals.
They should look like animals, right?
Yeah.
So it's a cop out. But the concept is cool. Execution is poor. CG those animals look very bad.
That's maybe the name of the game for this movie for me is concept cool, execution poor. I think.
And the way that they shot the animals too, they were like real close up and stuff. You could have used a fucking puppet or something. You know what I mean? Like,
and that goes back to the, hey, you make this movie 20, 30 years ago, you're not relying on CG to do this. You're doing it in a practical way that makes practical effects go a long way. You don't need CGI for everything. Like, I kind of felt like,
just put a dog in there. You don't need the fox. Just put a fucking dog in there.
Dog, paint him red. He look, a little red dog.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. So I'm not here for the CG animals. I'm not here for. I'm not here for the ending. I'm here for the tech. The tech was cool. The concept was cool. I think that I thought the acting was great. I thought the characters were so charismatic. Even the stupid boyfriend, I thought he was fine too. He was an idiot, but while he's on screen, he's trying to figure the shit out and stuff. And that's, I feel like he is. So the girl, I don't know her name, Eve. Eve is the audience's like mode of understanding for that character, and then the boyfriend's character is kind of the audience's like point of view for her. You know what I mean?
Right, sure.
It's like, what the fuck is going on? And I think that's fun. I think it's fun. I think that this movie is viewed like the marketing materials sell it one way, like as a kind of like a serious like kind of deal, and it is pretty serious. Like it's not it, but clearly, like when they're doing things, there's supposed to be comedic relief throughout this movie. Like it's not like the way that the people attack the building, the invisible building, and at the end when they're trying to. Like with the house, the set that he's building,
right?
You know, and
right.
then they're all invisible.
It's comedic because then they're running into nothing, but then tripping all over themselves. Yeah.
Right. You know, so I don't know how much of this movie is. It's kind of whiplashy, I guess, in its delivery. Like, what do you want to be? Do you want to be this lighthearted thing, or do you want to be the serious thing?
I don't think it knows what it wants to be.
You ended it. I don't know, like it's supposed to be like an artistic bullshit kind of fucking ending.
It's supposed to be heady and like think about the world, think about your life sort of thing, with its messaging at the end. But it's kind of preceded by 2 hours of, occasional comedy, slapsticky stuff, and kind of insipid dialogue, and like little action beats, like the train thing with the car and, and it's like, it's 2 hours of that and then 20 minutes of something else entirely. And I think that my personal think, this is a story by credit for Spielberg. I think Spielberg came up with the ending and then they sort of worked backwards from that to build the preceding 2 hours. And I think that was a mistake because to me, that was 2 hours of shit that I don't give a flying fuck about. Like, it's mildly interesting, this idea of, hey, there's a whole agency out there to prevent this very thing from happening because what's the impact on the world if everyone knows about aliens and maybe knows about what humans have been doing to aliens to try to, I don't know, necessarily better human civilization, but, to like, using, torturing,
torturing an alien because they're either out of fear or, either out of fear or just exploitation,
Right. So there's this whole big idea of like, this will radically will change the world and change how everyone looks at things. And I think that's probably true. I think that if certainly something like that happened in our real world, that would be sort of an earth-shattering revelation that we are not alone.
Be a big one.
I think the problem is I didn't need 2 hours of them getting to that point. I needed 2 hours of them after that point. I think it's more interesting to see a world after Disclosure Day,
right?
Instead of leaving it literally on listen. Like, okay, I think I was, but like
the ending was bullshit, dude. I didn't like the ending at all.
I think it's like and they just punted on the most interesting storytelling potential of this. Of it's like A Quiet Place, sort of has this sort of thing where it's like they made day one where it's just like, yeah, wouldn't it be interesting to see like if there's a big fucking alien invasion, like what is the impact of that? This isn't even that because obviously it's not aliens hunting and killing people. There's no nefarious thing. It's the humans are the baddies. And so, like, that's kind of interesting, like, to be like, how do you look at, your government? How do you look at the world differently? Like, what does that mean? How does that change power structures? Does that, create revolution, change? Are the aliens still here? Like, there's one alien, like, where the fuck were they the whole time? What are they doing now? Are we integrating?
Clearly, we're coming back though. They keep coming back. Even
they show up like 300 million times. Like they keep fucking crashing. Like, learn how to fucking drive your ships, man. But like, I just think that there's such interesting storytelling potential of what happens next that isn't just a very stereotypical humans versus aliens sort of thing, which is certainly something we've seen before. And so maybe that's the idea is, well, we've never seen the moments leading up to the revelation of aliens in this sort of way. And it's like, yeah, that might be true, but I don't know. It's just kind of not that interesting. I get it, but it's not, I just didn't find it compelling. Like, we're working in secret and we've got these fucking sticks that we're holding that do whatever the fuck we want for a scene. And then they change functions in the next scene. I'm like, okay, fine.
You never did the Earth's Earth's Remembrance History or whatever the fuck it is, the trilogy. That's
Oh no. What's that called? It's the Netflix series now.
There is a Netflix series. There is a very good book trilogy. I think it's Earth's Remembrance or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm blanking on literally what the. I'm sure Enrique is yelling at us both if he's listening. But
yeah, I'm upset because I've done all three books. I've read I've listened to the trilogy. The one's called Death Send. The other is called The Three Body Problem.
That's it. Okay, fuck. That's what. Okay. Well, that's what the Netflix is. That's what I'm thinking of. That's maybe a reference point.
Yeah.
Might have
and there's a dark forest theory, and there's all sorts of like super heady, like thought evoking things about how another extraterrestrial species would like treat us, right? And there's just a lot of thought evoking shit out there. There's a lot of different theories and whatnot. And I don't know if the empathy thing is one of them. What the empathy thing though does is it makes us think about each other. Like this very much feels like an attempt to try to make people think that, hey, listen, like we have more in common with each other and everything else than what we currently like think we do. You know what I mean? It feels like a good-natured attempt to try to make people think that, like, look at your neighbor and have empathy for him. You know what I mean? And try to understand and put the shoe on the other foot kind of deal, and just try to like be good with each other. And that's I can't. With the climate of the world today, I personally, it's my personal viewpoint. If we all just tried to like get along a little bit, I think, boy, the world would just be a lot better off. So it's hard for me to be like super like. I can acknowledge the faults in this movie. At the same time, the messaging of it, I feel, if you do it through a sci-fi deal, that's pretty cool. That's okay. Because I think we all do kind of just like, man, it'd be just nice to just be able to not be shitty to each other and just kind of get along. You know what I mean? So,
I agree with that. That's certainly a good message. I think it's
poorly executed.
Yeah, it all just feels a bit like naive and let's hold hands together and sing Kumbaya.
Kumbaya, motherfucker. That's what we want to do.
That's kind of what it comes across as, and it's just like
it very much is that. It's very much Kumbaya.
I don't know. It just feels like detached from reality. Like it's not even in this idealistic world.
If your neighbor said, Colton, tomorrow afternoon at 7:00. Me and the other 37,000 neighbors are going to be holding hands singing Kumbaya. Will you come join us? You going to go out there and join them on your street, hold hands and sing Kumbaya?
No, I'd probably think everyone's in a cult. So probably not.
Colton, we had this Kool-Aid. Come drink this Kool-Aid.
That's what I'm saying. No, I don't want to drink the Kool-Aid, Jim Jones. I don't want it. I don't know. I'd be suspicious. I'm inherently suspicious of the group think
of Kumbaya.
I just it kind of very hokey.
Well, and again, if they came over in my neighborhood and said we were singing Kumbaya, I'd probably say I'm staying home. Bennett, stay inside. They're singing Kumbaya out there.
I think again, I think in a different climate, in a different time,
30 years ago.
I think this message maybe breaks through a little bit more. As it stands, it just feels like, again, kind of hokey, like just like, I don't know, and there's the stuff where like Emily Blunt she's breaking out and then they can all see her as like someone in their life. And it just, I don't know, it's just something about it felt so goofy in the way that it was executed.
She's like parting the sea of like combatants.
The government agents
that felt very much. That felt a little strong. Like I'm okay with her using the powers with like an individual person, like walking in and picking them apart. I was okay with that, but it did feel goofy when she walked in and then she went to walk out with the guy. and everybody just kind of separated. It was that was a little much. She should.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it just there's just so many decisions in this movie where I'm just like, but why? But why? Like, why was it made in this way? And it's like, it's not that it's like poorly shot, but it just like, just some of the staging almost of it was just like bizarre, you know? Or again, like, and I know I've probably said this a couple times, but like, you know, I think they track him down to that motel or whatever, and like, she just runs out the back, and they get him, and he doesn't have the thing, and like, it doesn't cross anyone's mind that like, hey, that girl that we kidnapped in the beginning of the movie that we know was with him, maybe she has the thing that we're looking for. It was just such a gap in sort of any sort of logic.
They kidnapped her?
Oh yeah, I think that's the very beginning is he goes to a wrestling match, and then he meets them outside because he has the backpack, because he's got the stick in his backpack, and he's going to trade it back for his girlfriend who they kidnapped, because they know that he has the stick, but then he doesn't give up the stick. He just uses the stick to get out of there, and then they get in the car, and then that's where you come in.
Oh, okay.
And so it literally starts with fucking wrestling, and I was just like, what is happening? What are we doing?
I probably would have been upset about that too. The stick is fucking cool though. Okay, I'm here for the stick.
The stick is fine. It's just alien.
There's only three.
There's only three. Does whatever you want it to do, and then it's not that important for the.
But it did do the Crystal Skulls thing, right? Like there's 3 sticks. And the human finds one individual stick, this important piece of technology, does all this ridiculous cool shit. But the aliens use fucking 9 sticks or whatever, and they just alter this kid's brain. Right? But do you remember in Crystal Skulls, like they had to use like all the skulls, they use the skulls and they like transport.
They light up, and then then the UFO shoots up into space.
Yeah, did all sorts of crazy shit. Whenever there was, but the whole movie, we were only using one crystal skull or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
It's like the same thing. It's very keen of you to hey, somebody wrote this shit before, and it's the same guy. This movie is way too close to Crystal Skull for my liking. I've tried to be optimistic, but once you spotted the common denominator, it makes me feel kind of like an idiot. So
and, the thing is, I don't even hate Crystal Skull.
I hate Crystal Skull. That movie's shit.
I don't hate it. It's not good. It's really bad.
And don't attach it to Indiana Jones. Shame on you. For making an Indiana Jones movie.
But it's honestly the same things. It really is the same things. It's just like I don't hate the idea of like an alien thing. I really like the idea of Kate Blanchett as this Russian lady. Like like there's things about Crystal Skull where I'm like, nah, maybe not Shia. Maybe didn't need Shia as Mutt. I didn't need that. There's a lot of things about that where I'm just like, I didn't like. I could see the vision. I didn't need the fucking CGI mole rats or whatever the fuck they are.
The ants. Remember the ants?
The ants. The monkey swinging at the vines, there's a lot of that movie where I'm like, I hate this. This is really fucking stupid and bad. But like as a general concept, ND plus aliens, it's a swing, but I could dig it. I could see it being interesting as sort of a twist. He's always doing weird shit. Obviously Nazis is classic ND. They've done it now, I guess 3 out of 5 times.
And that's okay. What the fuck's wrong with that?
Take swings. That's fine. The execution, pretty bad. This one, interesting, could work. I think even this whole idea of the Disclosure Day, and I think the actual execution of most of the Disclosure Day stuff, like having the national news anchor. I know a lot of people have
cool.
praised her. She was really good. She's apparently actually just a legit newswoman, and I thought she was like really good in that sort of being like, I'm sorry that I'm the one like talking to you about this. I don't really know what to tell you other than holy fucking shit, what the fuck, You're
talking about that news lady, the one that broke.
I thought she was good. I thought she was great,
dude. She was fighting back tears and shit, talking about it.
She's getting emotional, being like, I don't know what to say. What are you supposed to say in a moment like this? Which
dude,
is totally
I thought
legit.
She fucking crushed it. I thought she crushed. I thought her performance was awesome.
She was great. And I thought Emily Blunt was great. Like, you know, and like Emily Blunt is like all over the map in this movie. She's having full blown panic attacks. She's like, you know, I've been fucking taken over by aliens and have alien powers and shit. And like, I'm doing weird clicking. Like, I'm singling out anyone particularly. I think Emily Blunt's my MVP of this movie. I think she carried this movie as much as she possibly could. I think the movie's at its best when she's on screen.
Definitely. 100%.
I didn't. Josh O'Connor, I thought, was perfectly fine in this. I think his character was just kind of a nothing burger for me.
He's just serviceable.
Like, just like, I really, really want to put this out there. And like, obviously, I guess he got abducted by aliens or whatever a little bit too. But I don't know. I just didn't find him as compelling. I didn't find him and his girlfriend that interesting together. There was nothing really about them that to me felt like, I don't know, they were fine. They were just okay. Just not the most interesting characters, I didn't think.
Well, I thought the interesting perspective with her character was that she was like the staple of religion, right, throughout the whole movie. I don't buy the whole. I think that's interesting, bit,
but I think the execution of it felt really fucking on the nose, and again, came across as very fucking goofy.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I think that's it. It's like. It's almost, it's like pressing the right buttons, or it's like, you know, trying to press the right buttons, but they're in the wrong sequence or something, you know, like something about them, or it's just, I don't know, like it always came across as just tacky or goofy or silly. In a way, I think it was not meant to come across that way. Like even like the alien stuff at the end and listen and like the design of it, it's like a classic gray alien sort of thing, but I don't know, it just looked fucking goofy. Like,
well, it's interesting because they're
maybe that's the point. I don't know, but it takes away from it. You know,
they're so little. All the footage shows little space creatures.
Yeah, there's a big fucker at the end. You know,
yeah, it's like, where the fuck did that guy come from?
Yeah, I don't know.
They just don't stop growing. Apparently,
I don't know.
Or maybe they're sending babies.
So much of this.
Maybe they're sending their babies, and that's why they keep crashing. And then continue to grow.
Well, wait until they're older before they start, you know, piloting ships. I don't know what to say. All right.
I don't know, dude. I had more fun with it than you, and that would be where I limit it is fun.
Yeah, and that's fine. I'm not here to tell you you're wrong. I'm not here to say that other people couldn't enjoy it in the way that you did, or far even more than you did. Like, that's totally cool. I wish
it stops at fun.
I wish those 2 hours were fun for me. I just like I don't know. Like, I don't know if I needed a beer or two to switch my brain off.
Well, that's another thing too. Once I found out it was 15 minutes in, I didn't even get a beer. I had Taco Bell
Stone Cold sober.
Stone Cold sober. I did sit
stomach's grumbling a little bit after a little while. Oh, I shouldn't have had that burrito.
Yeah, well, that's what made me late. Was fucking Taco Bell. Yeah, Taco Bell made me late. Yeah, dude. I don't know. Like I said, it could have been more. It definitely could have been more. I thought the technology and stuff was so cool. I thought it was very cool.
I think all the pieces are there in a weird sort of way. It just, I think it really was just the execution across the board. Because I think, again, reading this on paper, like, I think it should work. I think it should work on paper, and yet it just, again, for me, speaking obviously for myself, I think Emily Blunt's character is the only one that really worked in any sort of real meaningful way. I think everything else was some level of fumbled the execution, or just kind of shit. Just kind of shit. I like Colin Firth. He's good in this.
He is. I think he's good.
And he's kind of threatening, you know, when he does the drop or whatever in the beginning, and like, you know, he's in her mind. Like, that was cool.
Yeah.
But then that's kind of it. And then at the end, he's just like, well, the power's back on, so I guess we're done here. It's like, what?
I give up.
Everyone go home. It's like,
what's the point? What'd you do all movie, dude? That one guy shared your frustration. He just fucking walked out. He's like, you're not going to stop her? You're not going to stop? No. It's an interesting thing. Is like, why don't they just shoot people?
I don't fucking know. I honestly feel the same way. I'm like, there's so many contrivances baked into the story unnecessarily to prevent harm to anyone. And it's just like, this movie could have stakes, but like they know the end point that these two need to be here at this point and this needs to happen this way. I got to stick the thumb drive in the thing. Fucking upload speeds, incredible. I want whatever that fucking news station is rocking for my computers. That's what I want. Fucking uploading gigabytes, terabytes of data in like 2 seconds flat. Shit's incredible. Absolutely astonishing. No, I think
over
that
USB.
Yeah, it's like, who is this guy? He's not the fucking president of Earth. He's like the head of a government agency. Like, yeah, he's the boss you listen to, but if your boss is doing fucking stupid shit, like being like, well, fuck it. Like, yeah, there's so many, like there's hundreds of people working under him who might be like, well, isn't our whole fucking thing to not let the alien information get out? Shouldn't we like do that at any cost necessary, including blowing someone's head off? Like,
yeah, right.
Like if that's the end
Hey,
game,
they're all
that's the
invisible.
goal.
They're all invisible in this building. Open fire.
Yeah.
You know?
And like again, I know that's a fundamentally different movie, and that's not what this movie's trying to be. But it just comes across as so naive to just like.
So then maybe you put everybody in a
of
different position to where they're not in
right.
the position.
Like don't box yourself into situations where the only rational explanation to get out of it is people being stupid. Because that's every scene, is people being fucking stupid. You know, it's just, they're not here. I can't find them. Well, they're 10 feet away. They're staring at, they're just fucking standing there looking at you like, where is he? I can't find him. He's behind the tree. Go look behind the tree. He's just standing there. He stole your fucking cop car. Come on. You know?
He did steal the cop car.
Because he was standing behind the tree for 5 minutes, and then he's just like, well, I guess I'll steal a car to get out of here. No one else is fucking looking for me. So they're all just looking around in the house. I don't know. It's just I felt fucking insane watching it, of just being like, why does every scene end with the stupidest fucking decision making like possible? Like, there's a way to refigure. Like, I don't even think, like, it's not even to me a take 15 minutes out of this movie and it's good. It's a
reconfigure the pieces, right?
It's like the pieces are. It's the Star Wars prequels in a way, you know. Like, just give it a second pass. It's great that you have the story, Steven. It's great that David Koepp came up with a screenplay and has some interesting, actually genuinely interesting ideas, genuinely interesting stuff. Someone's got to give it a second pass. Be like, this is stupid, dude. You know, and like at some point, you know, someone has to step in and be like, we're almost there, but we're not there yet. You know, like this is you need checks and balances in some ways to kind of get this there. And I don't know.
He didn't get it, is what you're saying. He didn't get those checks and balances.
No, and again, I think the buck stops with Spielberg in some ways, of like you shot it this way, dude. Like, you know, like you could have detected that like some of this doesn't make sense. And I think he's trying to make a very particular movie. Again, one that is not nihilistic or, you know, like pessimistic. And that's cool. He wants to make a positive, empathetic movie with like this sort of positive message. I think that's all well and good. I just think to me that the whole thing just came across as naive, like in its approach and its execution just didn't. I don't know. You know, I don't know. It's a misfire for me. It's a misfire for me. From Spielberg,
I get it.
So either way, I think I've said my piece at this point. I don't know.
The ending really fucking pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie.
The ending pissed me off, but I was already I was done at that point. So I think I'm probably less bitter about the ending than you are, I would say, because it was just kind of just like, yeah, okay, yeah, well, fuck you. All right.
Yeah, fuck you too. I mean, I'm all right with being a little bit naive. It's all right. I like, you know, head in the sand's all right, but it just the comedic shit, and then ending it with how you're choosing to end it. It was a little
at odds.
Yeah, it was whiplashy.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that's
that's disclosure day, dude. We disclosed all the shit on that.
We disclosed many feelings and thoughts on Disclosure Day. We sure did.
That movie.
Well, it's time to disclose everything else we've been up to for the past 3 weeks. Are you ready to disclose what you have been up to?
I can tell you a few things.
A few things. All right.
Courtesy,
all right, well,
courtesy of
tell
my
us about it.
wife. She made notes for me because I forget about the things that we do.
That's very, very helpful, very handy.
I know that I spent a week in Blue Ridge. I can tell you about that.
Yes, we did mention some vacations happening in those weeks. So yeah, tell us all about it.
So on the way there, we hit a deer in the van
Okay, you started things off
with a bang or with a push.
with a literal bang, maybe. Yeah, it wasn't an alien in disguise, though, right?
Definitely not. No, it was a deer.
Okay.
Sarah was driving in. She drove actually the whole way up, and because she gets car sick, and she wanted to drive all the way up, so that was cool. And by the end of the day, our van has recliners in it. So I was reclined, laid back, and I was halfway asleep, and then I heard, "Oh shit!" And she slamming on the brakes. And by the time I picked up my head to look at what was going on, I saw the belly of a deer and its feet sticking out towards the van. And we had hit a deer. So we have some pretty decent body damage on the van currently. It's a pretty big bummer. Makes me very sad in my heart. But everybody's safe. Everybody's fine. At the end of the day, it's just stuff, right? So it is what it is.
Yeah. Little rattled, I would expect.
No, not really. I'm not really rattled. I'm just upset about the van.
Right.
Yeah. It's just,
How was the deer?
the deer jumped up and just ran off. Like we didn't hit it hard enough to cause permanent damage to the van nor the deer.
Okay. Everyone's probably a little worse for the wear, but it could have been a lot worse, maybe.
Exactly. I'm in the frame of mind if you go to damage a car, damage it all the way, insurance claim it out, be done with it. I don't think we're that far.
It didn't hit that threshold.
No, we didn't hit that threshold. So we're gonna have to repair it, and we're gonna have to stick with the van. Which is fine.
But it was drivable enough to
we
get
drove it
there
all the way back.
then?
We're going to drive it to Miami next weekend when we go on our second vacation this summer.
Bienvenido a Miami.
Oh, yeah. We're going on a cruise. So that'll be fun. We're looking forward to that. It's going to be a very big family cruise, and we have another, we got Steven and Haley are coming on this cruise as well. It started out as just a friend cruise, but then all the families got involved and stuff. So he's got his mom coming, and we've got our moms coming, and it's just like a big thing now. So that's cool. But we did hit we were in Blue Ridge for a week, and we caught a significant amount of trout, which was awesome. Went fishing and caught a lot of fish. We went wading through the river. It was magnificent. It was, I can't convey to you enough how much it was very nice to just have a quiet time on the river, walking through the river. It rained. We had to get under trees, watching the rain in the river and everything. It was just, it was majestic, dude. It was so good. It's very, very, very good. Reconnection with nature and everything that's good in Earth. It's very good.
Yeah. Weather was probably a little better there than Florida.
Oh, it didn't get over 70 degrees the whole time. Maybe 75, at most. There was,
oh no, 75.
Yeah,
oh no.
It was yeah, exactly. It was beautiful weather during the yes. It would have been too cold to be in the river without waders. Actually, at
sense.
one point I waded into too much water and it started to pour into my waders. And that kind of sucked a little bit.
A little chilly.
Yeah. And then at the same time, like I said, it was raining. We fished in the rain a little bit, and so it was pretty wet. But I wouldn't take it back. We caught an obscene amount of fish, and we actually had dinner planned. But we had caught so many fish, and I made a stringer. I don't know. A stringer's like a rope with like a stick at the end of it. You know what I mean? You can put the fish on the string. And we caught enough fish to go back and make, dinner for everybody. So that was cool. We cooked them all over the bonfire, which was cool. And it was just a very, very, very awesome time. Rode the dirt bikes. It's paradise. Blue Ridge for me is everybody has their perfect place. Blue Ridge for me is my perfect place. In the mountains, it's quiet. There's a river. You can fish. You can hunt. You can ride around on motorcycles. It's just it's complete paradise. And the weather's fucking fantastic. Everybody's nice and friendly, and I had a week in paradise. It was great. But I did watch a couple of things. This is courtesy of my wife. She's kept track, and she gave me a note. Usually I forget. And she said, quote unquote, don't forget to mention. We watched a movie the other night called Love Hard.
Love Hard.
Love Hard is on Netflix. Love Hard is a rom-com.
Who's in this? Do you recall? I'm not.
I don't know the names.
I don't know what this is off the top of my head. All right, well, I'll just look it up and then I'll listen.
Yeah, Love Hard. It is a rom-com about catfishing. Not physically catfishing, but the action of catfishing online. And it's pretty good. It's pretty funny.
Okay. Right.
It had me laughing in a couple spots. If I saw this in movie theaters, I'd be very upset. If I saw this,
so this looks like it could be a Christmas movie based on.
Yeah, it is a Christmas movie. It actually.
Oh, okay.
It plays a lot of homage to. What's the movie where they do the sequence? It's got the. It's got the dude from. It's got is it Natalie Portman? No, it's Keira Knightley, isn't it? It's Keira Knightley.
Oh, yeah. Love Actually.
Yes, it plays a lot of homage to Love Actually. It actually references it quite a few times. It's just a cute movie. I don't. Yeah, if it wasn't like if it was if I watched it during Christmas time, it would by no means would it be a Christmas staple. It would not be that.
No, but as maybe a one-off in that time of year.
Yep.
Whatever. Like maybe
you might have okay with it. It's fine.
Be a decent use of an evening, perhaps.
Okay, it's okay.
All right.
I watched How to Make a Killing.
Yeah. Okay, I do know who's in this one.
Yeah, this one's got. Oh man, it's got.
Well, I know that Glenn Powell's in it.
Glenn Powell. It's got Jessica Henswick, right?
Oh, Jessica Hennick. Yeah.
Hennick?
Okay.
And it's got Margaret Qualley, I think.
Yes, maybe recently divorced or separated, I should say. Margaret Qualley.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
This is the drama. This is the tea.
Oh, shit.
Also, by the way, Taylor Swift got married. I don't know if you knew that. I meant to lead
did know
the
that.
episode with
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I did know that, actually. And that was officiated by no other than Adam Sandler, who was an officiant.
That's
How about
right.
that?
That's right. They invited 900 people and some questionable characters in the bunch, but
I don't know anything about that.
We don't need to get into it.
But How to Make a Killing stars those three people, and those three people are some charismatic, like they're just stars, man. They're stars.
Yeah. Okay.
And they made it. To me, for my money, I think they made a very entertaining movie. And when I said that Disclosure Day was entertaining, if we're gonna put entertaining movie like in the same bracket, Disclosure Day is at the bottom of the bracket. For me, this is at the top of the bracket.
Okay.
I think How to Make a Killing was a very funny movie. I think it's definitely self-aware. It knows what it's trying to do, and I think it executes it very well. I think the stars do an excellent job. They're very talented people, and I had a very good time watching it.
Yeah, this is one I wanted to catch and obviously didn't. So, streaming now, right? I assume that's how you took it in?
Yeah. We watched it on. I think we watched it on HBO Max. I think.
Yeah, I would say. I think HBO sounds right. Okay.
Nice. I've watched a couple episodes of Love Island.
Okay. How's that? How's that treating you?
I stand by that Love Island is the worst. Like if aliens were watching Earth, and
they'd say, "Actually, we're good."
Yeah, well, they were good.
We'll find another planet.
Yeah,
we'll kill everyone on site because
exactly. Love Island represents the worst of us. Love Island is it's steeped in drama. The point is drama. Yeah. People do some outrageous shit and say outrageous shit, knowing full well that they're going to be recorded and everybody's going to see the outrageous shit that they're doing. and they continue to do it. And I see entertainment value there, but it's almost like I think we talked about the other day, like watching documentaries, and I don't feel right watching them.
Right? Yeah, we did talk about it. Yeah.
I watch Love Island, and I don't feel better for watching Love Island. It's like I don't like watching these people.
Well, it is sort of a documentary in some ways. It's and it's manipulated, and it's very purposeful about what it's trying to do, and
it's just like watch these people cannibalize themselves. And
it's like it's intentionally very messy and dramatic by its very nature. So, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I don't know. But I can say Taylor Frankie Paul season of The Bachelorette will air this month.
Oh, is that actually happening? Because they pulled it.
They pulled it. Did they pull it because it was spicy, or did they pull
stuff with her?
Did they pull it because they wanted to make it more sensational?
No, I think they pulled it because it was a really bad look. but I didn't realize they were going back and now they're going to air it.
Right?
Are they dumping it on streaming, or are they putting it up on prime time?
I'm just told that it's going to air this month.
You're the messenger man.
That's right. And I personally think that they just played in to the drama that is associated with the Mormon wives. That's my personal think. They're going to push this shit out 6 months. They're going to put something in its slot, and they're going to re-air it, revamped, super spicy, blah, 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 play into all the drama. And that's, I feel like that's what I think that's not but that's what the people want, the spice. You know what I'm saying? They want that tea. They want all the things that are terrible and they just want that shit. People eat it up apparently. And I think they're just playing it up. That's my personal opinion. But I have a triple underline that The Bachelor will air this month, and it's going to be Taylor Frankie Paul of the Mormon Wives season.
I'm not seeing anything about it coming back on air, so I am not informed on these things. I am just Googling. I'm not in the know. So
it is my personal opinion. And if we have some listener corners and people want to crucify me, they can crucify me. But I am not a fan of Taylor Frankie Paul. I think Taylor.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily a hot take. So I don't know that you're going to get a lot of backlash for that statement.
I think Taylor Frankie Paul can be lumped up in with the Love Island folks, and they are just the worst of what humanity has to offer. That's my personal take on that. We watched Toy Story 5 in theaters with Bennett.
A theater trip with Bennett. All right. Well,
we saw it
he's not awake to give me his take, so I guess I'll just have to ask how you both felt about it.
Yeah, we watched it on a $6 Tuesday at the B&B theaters, and we were stuck in the very, very, very front row. Not the very front row of this movie theater. They pretty much have beds. They pretty much just go all the way down.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Pretty much. I don't understand what I'm talking about. What are we talking about here?
It's like a recliner.
Okay.
But it goes all it just goes all the way down. It just goes all the way down.
Because they know of how close you are. That's just that's the only way to get the right viewing angle.
There's a theater called Max Relax, and I think it might be their Max Relax chairs up in the very front row.
The very front. Yeah. Interesting.
But we saw it.
AKA, you're halfway through disclosure day. No one else wants to leave. This is a good time for a nap.
Listen, it's not beyond me. I've done that before. But I can say that Toy Story 5 is a very, very compelling to the toys. It's a very compelling entry to the Toy Story collection. Okay. It's a Mom said it's the best. I don't know if it's the best Toy Story.
That's a high bar.
That's a high bar.
That's yeah.
But what I can tell you is
it's been pretty much nothing but bangers for that franchise. So but I don't know.
Toy Story 5
everyone kind of feels different. Like, what's your favorite Toy Story? Like, what do you think is the high watermark for the Toy Story franchise? If you had to,
name it, I think Toy Story 3 is.
You think 3? A lot of people say 3. I know Anna says 2. A lot of people swear by the first one. I think most people agree that 4 is not the best, but hey, it's actually still pretty fucking good.
It's better than what it should have been.
Yeah, it was like, we don't need this, but actually it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that I think Toy Story 2, when Anna says Toy Story 2, I think that's a very valid entry. That one's got a lot of heart.
I think any of the original trilogy is like a correct answer. Like 4 is the only one where I'm just like, are you sure? Like, I mean, it's not, again, it's actually really quite good, but like that's a left field choice. There must be something like really personal about that film that's making you pick it.
Nah,
but five stands with the best of them.
5, I think 5 does stand with the best of them. You could. 5 is better than 4. I think. I think it deals with, and maybe some of this is like the personal relationship that I have as a parent, and like trying to navigate like technology with
screens and stuff.
Yeah, because that's very much a thing. So maybe it feels the Toy Story continues to feel personal to me, in a way that it might not feel personal to a younger person, because I've grown up with Toy Story. Now they're trying to tell me how to navigate this situation. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But
full circle.
Yeah, it is. It truly is. And I think that like this is very much like kind of like Jesse's story again.
I like that.
So
okay,
it's a
like
different kind of deal. It's a kind of it's very much a Jesse story. So like if you're going to pick one of the characters to try to make this about, or one of the toys, I should say. But I thought they did a very fantastic job on a movie that, again, I didn't know how they would kind of navigate telling a relevant story within this IP.
Yeah, like what else can you do?
What else can you do exactly
with these characters?
And I
guess they figured out a way.
I thought it was very amazing. I thought it was very good.
All right, worthy of a theater trip then?
Yeah,
would you recommend?
That's definitely a theater movie.
All right. Yeah, I'm kind of hemming and hawing and like debating. Like I really want to see it, but I wanted to see Hoppers too. And I know that's another one you caught obviously on streaming. And it's just like, but do I need to? Can I just wait for Disney Plus on this? I don't know.
Yeah, if you still have an opportunity to watch it in theaters, I definitely would. I recommend it.
I probably could still do it. Well, I know it's doing quite well. I think it's probably going to be in theaters for a while longer. I guess Minions came out, so there's that's taken over some of the kid friendly space. But I don't know. Toy Story just has staying power for sure. So
Toy Story it's really good. If you can watch it in theaters, I recommend it.
Okay.
I'll
keep that in mind. I'll try to make time for it at some point.
I also watched Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders.
Okay.
And unlike the other reality things that I've consumed here recently, I continue to be a fan of the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders show on Netflix. I think it's very good. I think that they have a I don't know. This is I think season 3, if I'm not mistaken, on Netflix. I've watched all 3 seasons. I think that it's all very compelling. I think it's a interesting look on a very popular, I guess, franchise is probably the way to word it. I guess the Cowboy franchise. The people involved, the sacrifices that are made, the work that goes in, and the ridicule that they endure, which the internet and social media plays a big role in season 3 of the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders, and the way that these girls are beat down for the things that they do, and like the role social media plays in our lives. And I'll continue to social media fucking sucks. It just it really it's like, not to like hop on a bandwagon or whatever, but One of the big things about this thing is that these young girls, they hop on, they're so excited to be part of this franchise, right? They've worked so hard, they've put in a lot of work to be part of the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, right? And social media just fucking beats them down. You know what I mean? And then they like, that's a big thing in this thing. Like, they hop on their phone, they're reading the comments that people say and stuff and whatnot. And they're breaking down on, like, while they're reading it. And it, just pisses me off. And what's interesting is like the coach of the cheerleaders she's like, I turn into a hawk about my girls. They read this stuff. Get off that shit. Quit reading it. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I'm a big fan of that show. I think it's really good. Hoppers is a movie that was not on my list of things that I watched, but Hoppers is something I did watch.
You did talk about it previously, but you can certainly chime in on it.
I will mark it off. I've already talked about it.
All right.
I started Mall several weeks ago, but I finally finished Mall.
Finished Mall? Check that one on the list. Okay, all right.
Mall is...
How's that overall?
Very good.
Very good. Okay.
Mall is a very good entry to the Star Wars franchise. I recommend anybody that is a fan of Star Wars to watch it. I think it's very good.
You think entry into Star Wars?
Do I think it's a good entry into Star Wars? I think it's a
entry versus entry point. Sorry, I was
wouldn't say
confusing
no.
your
I wouldn't say it's my entry point.
So I was like, no, I don't think you should start with that. But yes, entry. Yes,
like it's
I take back what I said. I understand what you were saying.
And I think that's all I've been up to. I think I've been up to a lot, and I've added.
It's been a few weeks.
Going on a cruise next week, so that's cool.
Many things are happening. So yeah, that's coming up quickly. Yeah.
Oh, James Bond. I talked about James Bond.
You talked about it when you first got it. Have you had a chance to sink a bit more time into it?
Yeah. I think I'm like 30 or 40% into the game now. It takes me a long time to finish something.
Well, you were probably like 5 to 10% when I think you last talked about it. Maybe
and
speculate.
Man. There's a sequence where like you're walking through this like museum, and like there's like these panels on the wall and like videos and stuff of like we're doing this and that, cool. And it's very. It's very James Bond, and the bad guys are like, there's statues inside this museum, but you can't quite discern who the bad guys are, because there's so many statues and so many lights and stuff going on. Like, you even struggle to use your Q lens because everything's fucking red because of the screens. And it was just so fucking cool. It was so cool. I'm running around crouching, drugging people, punching them, shooting them with a gun. It was just a cool game, dude. Cool, very cool game. Very cool game. I'm a big fan of the 007 game. I'm going to finish it. It's just taking me a lot longer than probably what it takes everybody else, but I'll eventually finish it. And I'm going to just cap it there, dude. I did make a new Magic the Gathering deck. I called it Court of Grace. It's an angel deck. It's a budget deck. Okay. Everybody wanted to play a mono white budget deck, and I picked angels as mine. So I'm making a mono white angel deck called the Court of Grace. And it's done. I'm just waiting for 14 cards to come in the mail. Everything else is pulled, so it's done. That's
14 cards individually ordered? What are we talking about here?
Yeah. Just so you can go to a website called TCG Player, and you can order cards, individual cards. I also did. Oh, dude, I got the most valuable card in my collection this past couple weeks. I'll tell you about it under whisper because Sarah's outside my room. So I sold a card to this guy. He ended up getting into the card buying and trading business, and I take care of his car, and I get, I take care of his car and stuff, and he always he keeps an eye out for me for cards, special cards.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And I got a ancient tomb I got an ancient tomb, and it's called Balin's tomb. Do you know about Balin?
I don't know about him.
Balin, son of Fudin, Lord of Moria. Do you know about that?
I don't. I can't say that I do.
It's a Lord of it's a Lord of the Rings reference. Maybe I'm reading all the names wrong. It's Balin. Remember when they in Lord of the Rings when they go into
Moria? Well, Moria sounds right familiar.
They go
into
Moria. Yeah, they go into the mines of Moria and they find the tomb and he's like, "Oh no,
all the fucking dead people." Yeah.
On the slab,
all the dwarves are dead.
We're deeply
including
graven.
the one from The Hobbit.
Balin, son of wounded Lord of Moria. So I have it's the most expensive card I own. It's Balin's tomb. It's a very good card, honestly. It's an ancient tomb. It's a good one. But anyways, he pressured me into buying that, and I bought it from him. So that happened. I have an ancient tomb now. So that's cool.
Well, I know your wife doesn't listen to this podcast now, so
yeah. Let's hope not. We're gonna keep it that way.
Yeah, this is the one. This is the one she starts. Just your luck.
What have you been up
got
to?
Anything
dude?
else?
No,
I've been up to a lot. I have to say. I feel like the past few episodes we recorded, I kind of felt like I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot to add, but
not
3
today.
weeks go by, and then you're just like, oh shit, I have too many things to talk about, and I did cull it a little bit, but as you were talking, you reminded me of things that I forgot to add myself, so I added those back in. So I've got a bit of a list, I will say, but I'll try to keep it moving. Moving from movies to TVs to movies to TV shows to video games to miscellaneous reading, life, etc. Starting with movies, I too took a theater trip and saw another brand new movie that debuted in June, and that movie is called Supergirl.
Should we have talked about that one instead?
I liked Supergirl a lot more than I liked Disclosure Day. Supergirl has, I guess, similarly been getting a lot of flack online. People are not happy about it. I mean,
what? Why?
Well, it is not reviewing as well as even Disclosure Day. It's definitely gotten some criticism online. I mean, some of it I'm sure can be attributed to woman-led superhero thing.
Jesus Christ.
But I think a large chunk of it can also be attributed to, I think a lot of people are unhappy with the changes it made from its source material because it's based off of a very particular comic called Woman of Tomorrow, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, and I know that it made some changes. I very specifically didn't read it before watching the movie, so I wouldn't be bothered by any changes. I thought it was really fun. I thought it wasn't perfect. It's like an interesting sort of... It's someone trying to do a James Gunn impression of a movie in a sort of way.
It looked very samey to me from the trailers, you know?
It's not as good as Superman, but I thought Millie Alcock was great as Kara. I think I don't know. I feel like a lot of the complaints I've seen online I don't actually agree with. So it's the opposite experience I guess I had with Disclosure Day, where I found people I agreed with online for that. This one I'm like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the criticism has been overblown for me, and I don't think it's perfect. I don't think it's amazing, but I was very entertained by it. It's pretty short. It's like an hour 45. Like it just felt like it. I don't know. It hit on what it needed to be for me personally. Like I enjoyed it. It's grungy. It's a little messy and kind of gross in some ways, which was kind of interesting. I think that some of the characterization and arcs could have been cleaned up a little bit.
How's Jason Momoa?
Momoa's fucking ridiculous, but in a good way, I think. Like I think Lobo is fun. I think he could have been integrated in a more interesting way in terms of like story, but I think he does serve a very particular role, and I think he's having a great fucking time with it. Like I don't know. I think I thought it was really fun. I thought it was a fun movie. Like I liked a lot of the production design and the alien designs and stuff. Like I don't know. I again feel like I'm taking crazy pills in a different way because everyone's like, this movie's kind of shitty, and I'm like, I don't know. I thought it was like not amazing, but like pretty solid at a minimum, and pretty good. Like I liked it pretty well. It is fucking tanking. It's done horrible at the box office, which I think is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. You can't control these things, but abysmal opening, even worse drop. It's just fucking cratered at the box office, which
yikes.
I don't know. I mean, I think DC's, still on track. I think they kind of had to like put out press statements, be like, yeah, it's disappointing, but like, we feel confident in our plan moving forward. And it's like, sure hope so. Cause I guess if you make a few more of these, then once Paramount takes over, like everyone's getting fired again. And then you're doing this all again, and then it's very much not woke things, very much not having women-led superhero movies. It's going to be the most manly man shit you can think of for forever. So back to Zack Snyder, basically. I don't know. I liked Supergirl. I dug it. I will say I think at this point we probably won't cover it realistically. I think at this point, well, I will watch it. They're putting it on VOD in like 2 weeks. It's like it's just
yikes, that bad,
like
huh?
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Like it's just such a disaster in terms of like how well it's doing, and I think it's a bit of a shame, personally. But I don't know. Maybe you would not like it.
Well, I will. If it's on VOD in 2 weeks, I'll definitely watch it. So
yeah, it's definitely later this month. I think probably once you're back from your cruise, it might be on VOD. It'll probably be on HBO in a couple months if you want to wait even longer than that and not pay for it. Like whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I would recommend people check it out in theaters. Personally, is probably where I would have landed on it. I don't think it's. I think Superman's definitely better. But I don't know. I just don't
understand all the hate, huh?
I don't know. I can't imagine every single person that's disliked that movie is like a huge fan of the comic, and that's why they're upset. Like, there's clearly other things about it that people are disliking, and I don't know. It just clicked for me, I guess, in a way that it clearly has not for a lot of people. Well, I guess part of it is just people aren't fucking seeing it. I guess that's part of the problem. So it's a very limited pool of people that you're talking about that it can even weigh in on it in the first place. So anyway, that's the big like new release that I've seen. In terms of other things that we've watched at home, we watched Romeo plus Juliet, the Baz Luhrmann film adaptation from 1996, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes.
I know that one.
Yeah,
never watched it.
Say, have you ever said you have or have not seen this?
I have not seen it. Looked like shit and didn't want to watch it.
Well, it's definitely a Baz Luhrmann film. Very stylistic, very chaotic, very over the top. But like Moulin Rouge, which came out a few years after it, it sort of works for it. Like, it's a very, very specific thing. And you have to you have to know what you're getting yourself into, because I think otherwise you're going to be just so thrown that like you want nothing to do with it. And it's just it's fascinating because it's like sort of a then modern day, but it's the original Shakespearean dialogue for the most part. And it is just straight up Romeo and Juliet, Capulets and Montagues and, Mercutio and Benvolio and and all the characters that come with that territory. Anna has been pushing to watch this for a very, very long time. We bought the Blu-ray for it, I think maybe last year or the year before, and just hadn't gotten around to it. And I finally acquiesced and said, all right, let's do it. It's fun. I mean, it's a really interesting, very stylistic adaptation of a very classic story in Romeo and Juliet. So
to be fair, the last time I saw anything on this movie, it was probably like 15 years ago, and I have just no interest in Romeo and Juliet. You know what I mean? And
I think if you're not interested in Romeo and Juliet, then steer clear, because it's just fucking Romeo and Juliet. It's not going to convince you otherwise. Like, it's a really interesting version of it, but it is just Romeo and Juliet,
right?
And it's very much Romeo and Juliet. Like, I had to 20 minutes in, like, I think I got to put subtitles on. I don't know what the fuck is happening. I can't follow this. Once I could read it, I could get it. But like listening to the dialogue, I was like, I can't lie. I'm struggling a little bit to parse this out. But I had fun with it. I thought it was quite enjoyable. I think it's like, to me, I described it to Anna as like, it almost felt like the prototype for Moulin Rouge. Moulin Rouge was 2001, so 5 years later. It's a very similar sort of, tragedy. and like just structurally they feel very similar to each other, and Moulin Rouge almost feels like kind of like a refinement of it, of a similar type of story. Watch Moulin Rouge every year because it's Anna's favorite movie. So yeah, well, it was interesting to check out Romeo plus Juliet, or William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, however you want to. I always call it Romeo plus Juliet because I think it's fun to refer to it that way personally. But Leo's good. Claire Danes good. Claire Danes was like 16 when she did this, which is crazy. And Leo was like really young too, because so no, it was, I think he was 21 or 22 or something like that when he made it. So it was fun. It was a fun watch. Another fun watch that we did on the 4th of July, which has come and gone. National Treasure. Nicolas Cage.
Oh, dude, banger. I love that one. That's a good one.
Questionable Philadelphia geography aside.
With the glasses?
The glasses, there's some
Dude, you were right there. You lived across the street from the fucking glasses scene.
We used to live across the street from the glasses.
Incredible.
So the last time we watched National Treasure was when we lived in that apartment across the street from where the glasses were found, by one Nicolas Cage, a.k.a. Gates, Benjamin Gates, is that right?
Benjamin Gates, dude, that's his name.
Yeah. We watched it with Anna's parents who had never seen it. I think they both had a blast with it. And it was really fun. It's just a fun fucking movie. It's such a classic sort of dumb adventure movie. It's a good one. Just classic popcorn blockbuster adventure heist thing. Sean Bean as the villain, incredible. Diane Kruger as the sort of maybe love interest.
I think Disclosure Day is a bit of a National Treasure kind of movie. I don't think it's classic.
I think it should. If it was closer to that, if like Disclosure Day feels like fucking. It feels like a Dan Brown fucking thing to me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Where it's just like it's trying to be that,
that's probably
but it's
fair.
just a
That's
bad
good.
version of it.
That's
good. Like it's
Dan Brown.
the angels and demons of its
perfect.
thing. Like
that's it.
Trying
that's
to be that sort of thing, but it's just not doing it very well. National Treasure does it well. Nick Cage, absolutely fucking ridiculous, of course. Justin Bartha, great. Riley, right? We love Riley. Yeah. Riley's great.
It's so good. National Treasure.
Fun. It's fun as hell. It's obviously dumb as shit. It's goofy as hell. But that's the charm of it. Like that's the beauty of it, like is how like it's leaning into the camp. It's leaning into the ridiculousness, and I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence. Like fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome. You do that, my man. You do it so that Sean Bean can't steal it. Like that's fucking cool, dude.
I'm going to steal it first.
I'm going to steal it. That's right. He fucking does. It's great. But then, they kind of goes back and forth a little bit throughout the movie. It's it's a real topsy-turvy sort of tale.
It's a good one, though. I like that one. I've seen that one.
It's a good one, though. It's fun. We debated watching Book of Secrets, the sequel, but haven't done that yet. But it's been a few years since we watched
The Mummy.
Yeah,
another banger of like same era kind of movie.
That's the sort of thing that this is. Yeah, absolutely.
Watched that here recently too.
Yeah. I don't know. Really fun. Very, very much enjoyed National Treasure. You know what you're getting, but it does it really, really well. All right, moving to the TV side of things. You may have noted that I put ER on my list. That's probably not a huge shock to you.
It's got to be done by now, right?
Is we finished that motherfucker.
Ah, thank God.
We finished ER. We finished Emergency Room. Just called ER. We have not migrated over to the pit just yet.
You've done all the emergencies. Soon. I imagine there's nothing
emergency.
New. There's nothing new anymore. You finished all the emergencies.
No, we've seen every single medical thing that could possibly happen. It's all been covered.
30 years worth of emergencies.
I will say the final season was definitely better than the last 4 or 5 prior to that, which were real shit. The finale particularly I thought was nice. It was a good blend of the newer characters and some older ones coming back for a little, one last goodbye sort of thing. there's some full circle type things that happen with it from like the pilot episode even, which was fun to see. There's also like a retrospective episode that's like second to last of like interviews with the cast and stuff talking about it, which I thought was nice. It was sweet. Yeah, I mean, I think overall ER is a pretty good show, I will say. I will be able to tell you how it compares to The Pitt in the next few months, hopefully. The problem with ER, as is the problem with probably Grey's Anatomy and a lot of shows of this ilk, is they just go too fucking long and they lose the plot at some point, and they don't know when to call it quits. But then maybe once they do figure out, like, hey, maybe 15 years is too many, then they kind of like reel it back in and like, all right, let's do it right. You know, let's give it a proper goodbye. So like I said, I do think this final season was definitely probably still a notch below the original, probably 6 to 8 seasons of it. Because I think probably once most of the original cast, once your Noah Wileys and your Anthony Edwards leave the show, it kind of feels like, all right, it's kind of losing its touch a little bit. I don't know if I recommend the whole ride to anyone, but I think if you watch the show from, I think there's a certain point, I don't want to spoil it, even though it's a fucking old show and who cares at this point. If you follow it through kind of where the main cast leaves, that's probably a decent exit point. And if you just can't help yourself and you need more, wouldn't you know, there's probably still another 7 seasons to take in. And there's bits and pieces in there that are good. Some of the characters that you hate at first, you come to love. Some of it's really fucking stupid and really fucking dumb. Some of it's really fucking bad.
They had a good show. They had an excellent show with the core
They ran
cast.
it into the ground. And like there were moments, there were bright spots here and there, but they definitely ran it into the ground until they didn't know where to take it. It's one of those things where it got too melodramatic and like stopped being about, look at this interesting case in the ER, to being like, let's look at the personal life of this character that like I don't actually give that much of a fuck about. You know what I mean? It kind of evolved into that, but for being like every character. So, and I think the final season kind of pulled back the focus into being more about the ER and stuff like that. So, I did it. It took I think Anna and I double checked based on the podcast records, and we started it around the time that Barbenheimer happened, to put that into reference. So that's how long it's taken a Barbenheimer to present amount of time to watch all of ER. And that's with me missing some of the episodes early on because I wasn't even watching. It was Anna rewatching it for her own benefit, and then I got sucked in, and then I was just like, I can't be fucked with this. And then at a certain point, I got roped back in, and then we just watched it together. So it was a whole thing. We did it. We finally did it. That's ER.
All
it's
right.
the last time it's going to appear in the catching up. I certainly hope. If I start another rewatch of ER in the span of us continuing to do this podcast,
we're gonna have a
just reach through the screen and fucking slap me. Just do it.
Do it.
There's so many other things that I could rewatch. Even if I'm rewatching something, there's so many other things I could rewatch. All right. I, on a whim, needed something to watch. I put on season 2 of Reacher. I watched season 1 maybe a couple years back. I started season 2 last year, I think. Big fucking dude. Big fucking dude getting in a fight with his neighbor. I don't know if we talked about that.
That dude on the motorcycle. Yeah.
Well, he was riding around with his kiddos on the motorcycle, and the guy stands in front, and he's like,
special kind of guy. You want to pick
what?
A fight with that
You're
guy.
picking a fight with Alan Richson? Like, what are you doing? Anyway, I do appreciate that because, number one, Alan Richson made that guy look like a fucking pussy, and he is a fucking pussy, and it was awesome. The full video, the full context of the video. But also, it proves a very good point of, this show is super unrealistic. No one would fight this fucking guy. He's enormous. No. It turns out you just have to be a fucking stupid idiot to do it.
You gotta have a swinging pair to want to fucking stand in front of a motorcycle
swinging
with that
real
guy
low.
riding on
Swinging
it.
real low.
More power to you, dude.
yeah, well, you tried it, and then everyone was just like, oh no, this guy fucking sucks. This guy's a fucking idiot. Anyway, it was kind of funny because I put it on, I think just to kill time while Anna was doing something, and then she like popped in and started asking questions, and then it turned into a whole thing. We're like halfway through season 2. She's just like, I want to watch the rest of this. And I was like, okay. I was like ready to turn it off. And then so we just like ran through the end of season 2. It's the one where his some of his old military squad mates are getting killed. And so he gets the band back together again to investigate what's going on. Robert Patrick's the villain. T-1000.
He throws somebody out of a plane at some point, doesn't he?
Well, the way that they're getting killed is getting tossed out of helicopters. I don't know if that's what you're thinking. He might still do that in other portions. I don't recall him doing that. But he is definitely killing people left and right. He's a big man. He's not afraid to put his size to good use. It's a ridiculous fucking show. Oh no, he does. He holds onto a helicopter in the finale and then climbs in. And I think he does throw someone out at the end of the season. You're right. But I think it's out of a helicopter.
It's like
no, maybe it's a plane. I don't know.
I can't remember exactly, but I remember him
it's a plane because it's a plane because there's two people on like stretchers that are like strapped in.
Yeah. And
and then he saves the girl who's falling, and and is able to get her. She unstraps herself and climbs up, but then he throws the other guy out. I'm pretty sure. Spoilers for season 2 of Reacher, I guess, for anyone that gives a fuck. Which why would you? It's ridiculous.
I've seen a couple episodes. It looks pretty intense.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think he does throw someone out of a fucking plane. I think you're 100% right. I forgot about that. Anyway, it's pretty damn entertaining. It's pretty ridiculous. I think season 1 was definitely better. But season 2 was a lot of fun. Very fun. Would recommend as a peak dad show. I would say Reacher is.
My father-in-law watches it. Yeah,
it's a peak dad show. I've been proven right by that. A few episodes in on Widow's Bay. I think something you've watched some of. I don't think you mentioned it. Oh,
I have began and finished Widow's Bay. Highly recommend.
Yeah, I'm really digging it so far. I think it's something that we could talk about potentially once I've had an opportunity to watch more of it. So that's a potential. So I will just say I've really enjoyed it so far. I know Emmy nominations came out today, and it's gotten a lot of nominations, which is really, really cool.
It's fucking sharp.
It's a cool show. I think my dad recommended it on maybe the last Listeners Corners we did, and I really hadn't paid it much mind prior to that. And I think you said you started watching it over text, and I just had seen a lot of buzz and thought, I guess I'll check it out. And yeah. A lot of buzz on it, and I think well deserved. So, I've got 7 episodes to go. I got a lot to explore with the next Martha's Vineyard. So,
are you 1 episode in?
3 episodes in.
You're
so
3. It's 10 episodes. I couldn't remember. Yeah. Oh,
I think. Yeah. I don't. We've already been going along. I think if nothing else, once I finished it, we'll have a fuller conversation, whether it's a whole episode, whether it's a catching up thing. Definitely want to have a deeper dive on it. I think at some point.
Definitely a fun one.
So, all right, moving into the video game space. I'll try to keep this moving. Finished Mortal Kombat X, the story mode of it, which is what I was just playing it for. Pretty short, kind of lame. I remember liking it more. It was like kind of anticlimactic. Like I thought I was in like chapter 12 and I was like, oh, sweet. It's probably like 20 something chapters or whatever. No, that was it. It was like, okay, all right. Well, I guess Shinnok's dead.
I guess that's it.
Okay. So it was kind of lame. I felt like I spent all the time reading the comics and then playing the story mode, and I felt kind of let down by that thing. I really liked the angle that they took with the story and some of the new characters they built. They cooked up for it, but I felt like the story mode was really, really rushed and half baked. So that was a little disappointing. I've moved on to Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, which is not the latest game. That's Mortal Kombat 1. What I realized is I bought the Ultimate Edition for PS5 and I don't own Mortal Kombat 1 at all, but MK11 I had in shrink wrap, so I unshrink wrapped it, but it comes with all of the guest character DLC, so you can play as Alien, Predator, Leatherface, I think Jason.
I think all that sounds familiar. I seem to remember that.
Or no, I think Leatherface and Jason are in. I think that's all the ones from X. But I think 11 has Terminator, the T-800. It's got Spawn, which is fucking cool. It's got some others. The Joker. No, the Alien, Predator, Leatherface, and Jason. That's Mortal Kombat X. Now I'm remembering, which was pretty cool. I did do an Alien versus Predator match, which was neat. Yeah, this one's got there's like one or two other kind of like funky ones, but I forget who they are off the top of my head. But 11's pretty fun. I'm enjoying it so far. I haven't started the story mode. I've just been just dicking around with it because I feel like I never really played it. I think I started it. I think I bought it for the PS4 and then played a little bit of it, but definitely never finished the story. So I'm trying to give it a little bit of time and space before I just, move on to 1. I know Mortal Kombat X I played and beat back in the day, so I didn't really feel bad about just blazing through it. But 11 looks and plays really nicely still. I mean, it's a few years old now, but yeah, it's quite good. So I'll probably dive into the story on that before long and keep the Mortal Kombat train going for a bit longer. All right, now we're moving into the what have I been up to in my life space, which or I guess it sort of dovetails into reading, so I'm going to keep this order. Anna and I went to a concert, I guess a couple weeks ago now, in which a band by the name of Jimmy Eat World played. They were on their Bleed American 25th anniversary tour, and they were playing the entirety of Bleed American, the album, in addition to some other tracks.
That's cool, man.
Some in Philly. It was really fun. I got a nice T-shirt that I can wear. I'm not wearing it right now, but I could. It sounded great. We've both become really big Jimmy fans. I think we always liked the middle. We always liked Pain, and and some of the other kind of big hits, but. They toured with Fall Out Boy a few years ago, and I think that was the first time we really started listening more intently, and we've now seen them 3 times. I think we saw them with The Offspring last year. They were obviously the headliners this time. It was an outdoor concert, nice weather. It was fun, and they sounded great. Bleed American's a fucking incredible album. It's probably their best, I think, still, but sounded great. Really, really fun. In terms of the other vacation that I've mentioned a couple times, we went up to Vermont for the 4th of July, which is where we watched National Treasure, to tie that in. But beautiful weekend up there. We dodged the 250 celebrations, which all mostly got canceled because it was 104 fucking degrees in Philadelphia.
Fucking hot, dude.
So we got out of Dodge, and it was nice. It was hot in Vermont, but it was nice. It was, high 80s,
Oh, Jesus. That's hot.
We got on the beach. We got on the lake. We got on the beach. We got on the lake, go back and forth. Spent a lot of time on the beach reading, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But yeah, it was a fun, quick trip. We're doing a more extended one very last bit of July into the first week of August. So I'm looking forward to that, taking a more extended time off from work and stuff like that. But I did some reading. I finished Prince Caspian, C.S. Lewis, second Narnia novel. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Halfway through, I was just like, I don't know if I've read this. I thought I had, but I don't know if I had, because I didn't remember half this shit. I feel like I almost had the movie as my reference point, and I do think there's some divergences from what I can remember, because I also haven't watched the movie since closer to when it came out many years ago. I enjoyed the book quite a bit. I thought it was good fun. I was planning on taking a little break from Narnia, but Anna said, well, the next one, which is The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, is kind of like a ship thing, and kind of feels very Odyssey-esque. So it's like, yeah, actually, that's probably probably a good one to do, and it's got half of the Pevensies, the half of the main children that are the main characters of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and Prince Caspian. So I think I will go through the Voyage of the Dawn Treader and then maybe take a little bit of a break and then come back with enough time to hopefully read all of it prior to the Narnia movie coming out next March or February. I think it's February now. But enjoyed that. I also read. Well, I didn't finish. I've been reading. I went back to and put some serious effort and time into Homer's The Odyssey.
Oh.
Because, oh my God, we're a couple weeks away, and I was not even close to finishing, and Anna wants me to really read the whole thing before I go. So I'm halfway through The Odyssey, is what I can say.
It's the last thing you read.
A lot has happened. Well, the last thing I read is Odysseus detailing his time with Circe.
Okay.
And actually, no, he does that, and then he has encounters with Scylla and Charybdis, and ends up shipwrecked with Calypso, which basically brings it full circle to where we first meet Odysseus when he's first introduced, and so now he's ready to get back home to Ithaca. So I've basically seen all of Odysseus's tale getting up to the point where he's at this place where he can now maybe given the resources to get back home to Ithaca, and so he has not actually made his way back home yet. He is still in part of the Odyssey where bad things happen to him and his people every left turn.
Yes.
I'm really enjoying it. Like I think it's one of those things. I enjoyed it for like 2 chapters. And then it was kind of in this Telemachus side of things. And I was just like, yeah, but what's Odysseus up to? And then once I got to the Odysseus chapters, I got hooked in for a
so
bit,
even on the other
wagon.
So the version that you're reading, even still, the beginning's kind of like, that's where I really struggled with the book, was in the beginning.
Well, the way that at least it's structured, which I think is true to. I mean, obviously it's a translation, but I think structurally it's 24 books. 8 chapters, if you want to, however you want to classify it, each kind of a little story. The first 4 are Telemachus focused, of him leaving Ithaca to, I guess, mild spoilers for this fucking however many thousands-year-old thing.
Yeah, there's spoilers.
Trying to find what happened to my father,
right?
Or to my dad, as Christopher Nolan would put it.
God damn it, Christopher Nolan.
And then it shifts to, here's what this dude's been up to. Here's where he is now.
He's been bucking that lady over there on that island for a long time.
Right. And then he goes somewhere else, and then they're like, hey man, what the fuck happened to you? And he says, let me tell you. And then it's just multiple chapters of him, of him being like, well, here's what I've been up to. Let me tell you. And so it's multiple. It's Polyphemus. It's it's many things that he's been up to, and then it kind of ends back at a point where, like, anyway, that's where I've been up to, and that's how I ended up here, and that's how I met your mother. No, not the last part. I think it now will dovetail into a point where he goes back to Ithaca. Telemachus returns to Ithaca. And, the suitors are messing around with Penelope, and what are they, what's going on there? And, and that's kind of where, there's still half of it left, and he has not returned.
Homie just wants to
no
go
one has
fucking
returned
home. That's all he wants.
But he's closer than ever before, and so we'll see if it actually happens this time. So I think I've roughly calculated I have tickets to watch it Sunday of opening weekend if I read a book / chapter basically every day leading up till then. I can finish. Obviously, if I fall behind, I'll have to double up on a particular day, but
you just gotta get the hooks. You gotta get the hooks. That's all.
I'm hooked in. I think Vermont was the kind of the hook that I needed. I think I read like five or 6 books while I was up there, and I was just like, all right, I'm locked in, and it's getting my hype levels.
It's good stuff. It's a good story. Yeah.
So, yeah. Last thing I will say, it's going to be a boys' weekend this weekend. Anna is flying away for a bachelorette weekend, so I'll be left to my own devices. So maybe I'll be reading the Odyssey, but also it's a chance for me to maybe watch some things that she has no fucking interest in. So, so maybe it'll be an Evil Dead weekend and stuff like that. You
need to watch The Mummy. Yeah.
I might watch Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Make it a sort of Evil Dead.
You would have
feature.
Yeah, you would have I'm telling you, you will enjoy it. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I've got a little list of things that I kind of want to check out. So we'll see if I have time for everything. But I know X-Men '97 started up.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched any of that.
I want to finish, or not all finish, but more Widow's Bay for sure.
Yeah, it's another one you'll like.
Yeah, no, I've got a few things on my watch list. So yeah, I'll just be hanging out with Obi, and we'll see what he wants to watch. I want to watch dog TV. Yeah, it'll be all right. Unfortunately, we'll be missing a celebration of life for my aunt that passed away, but just unfortunate timing. I don't know if I told you that. So
no,
sorry
you did not tell me that. What?
Yeah. So it is what it is.
Jesus,
I know a lot of my family are going to be down in Florida, in Daytona. So wish I could, have been in attendance for that, but the timing just didn't work for someone to be home to be with the dog.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, no, sad situation all around, obviously, but, I will be home and I will be making the best of my time alone at home. So.
That's how you celebrate it. Celebrate that way,
Yep. Well, as I know we're near the end, that's the end of my list, I will say, but I was reminded.
Fucking capper.
This is what happens when we go 3 weeks without recording and then have some alcohol in our systems. I was reminded that we should do a listener's corner entry because we've got some gold entries that tie into some things that we've talked about already. So I just have one. I have one entry for the listener's corner from Bruce Brown. You probably could have guessed it. And he's coming in with some hot takes. All right. First up. Shining Girls, star showing Elizabeth Moss. I haven't seen it. I'm not sure that you have.
No, I don't know about that one.
She's a great actress, but wow, show was a total waste of time. You want to just say no and stop, but you keep hoping for it to start making sense and something happens.
Classic Halo.
No,
Halo
it doesn't make sense and nothing happens. If you have about 8 hours of your life to give up, watch something else. Which is pretty harsh, but maybe true. Yeah, Halo is a good example that would fit that description. Take that down to 2.5 hours. Maybe Disclosure Day fits that description. But why I really wanted to include it on this episode and why I was reminded of it is because I watched a certain movie starring a certain person, Spider-Noir.
Yeah, I started that too.
Yeah, okay, all right. Well, I don't know how many episodes you watched, but Mr. Brown had watched... he had one left when he wrote this a couple weeks ago, so he's probably finished by now.
Oh jeez.
Well, I don't know. You may know this. Bruce Brown is a certified Nicolas Cage hater. Does not care for Nicolas Cage. Why he chose to watch a show with Nicolas Cage in the lead, I don't know. But anyway, this review is probably close to what you might expect based on that. Nicolas Cage is the worst. He is so bad it is almost unwatchable, but you do want to watch to see it play out. He's totally miscast, does his very typical horrible acting, bad voice impressions of the 50s Private Eye, and is just unwatchable. There's no way you can believe that old Cage is the Spider. Clearly a stunt actor, facial expressions and body language says even worse version of the actor playing Ghost Rider. Could have been really good. Why the fuck do they cast this ass fucking anything? See, now you know why I wanted to bring this up. He is the worst actor I have ever seen. He ruins everything he touches. The only exception is Leaving Las Vegas. He was tolerable that night. He was tolerable in that, I guess, because he was drunk throughout it. Worth watching except for Cage. It does drag a bit at times. The rest of the cast is mostly good, though, so they pick up the carnage Cage leaves behind. So...
Damn.
He's feeling a very certain sort of way. Why the fuck did they cast this ass fucking anything? Is an incredible line.
Oof. I feel like I need to unpack that. I will continue to watch the show. I feel like I watched 2 or 3 episodes, I think.
Honestly, that makes me way more intrigued to watch it. Maybe I'm getting myself into a Disclosure Day situation. I don't know. But I don't hate Nicolas Cage. I don't know that he's a great actor.
No.
He's a very specific type of actor. He does a very specific thing. And he's kind of already did this with the Spider-Verse animated movies, but I don't know if that necessarily translates that well to a live-action space. But I don't know. That just makes me way more intrigued, I'm not going to lie, of what is he doing? Is he doing like the most Nicolas Cage version of himself? Like,
it's pretty Nicky.
Is it just himself, or is it like even more over the top somehow?
No, it's very much Nick. From what I've seen, anyways, it's very much Nick Cage. I don't know. I thought it felt like it was like it slotted in. You know,
I'll put it on my list of things to start watching this weekend. So we'll see.
Yeah, give it a shot.
We'll see if I do. All right, that is it. We're going to wrap up there. We've been going at it a while. We had a lot to catch up on, a lot to disclose. We've disclosed it.
It is disclosure day. Yes,
it is disclosure day. It's concluded, and now, I think you maybe I think we know what our sign off's going to be, but for now, what we will say before we get to that point is thank you for listening. If you enjoyed what you heard, spread the word. We are on Patreon at patreon.com/watchreviewrepeat. You can get early access to all of our regular episodes, timed exclusive access to any bonus episodes that we work on. Here's a little bit of a wrinkle. We wanted to do one more bonus episode before the Odyssey comes out. I don't think that's happening, to be quite honest, to be quite transparent. I just don't think it's feasible. I think we would have needed to do it 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, we're up against
obviously
vacations.
We did not.
Yeah.
So yeah, with the dueling vacations and then another set of dueling vacations coming up for both of us, I just don't think it's up. We're going to spend our time watching the Odyssey in theaters and talking about it on the podcast, and then maybe another, movie or show or something, like that's just where our energy is going to have to go at this point, and that's okay. So we will definitely do another bonus episode this year. Just probably post the Odyssey, post vacations, just, August, September timeframe is probably roughly what we're looking at. So, but we did do a couple really fun ones. We did Jason and the Argonauts, more, of the more recent ones. I guess we did. I don't think it was technically tied in, but we did do the 300s. I feel like we did one. Oh, Hercules. We did the Disney Hercules, which was
that
was really
a fun one.
So we had some really fun ones there that were sort of Odyssey or Greek mythology adjacent, which were fun. So we already did more than we did in 2025. So I feel like we're doing okay. But anyway, just wanted to make that clear. If anyone's looking for something else, it's just not in the cards. We talked about a couple different projects that we could have watched, but I don't think either of us ended up watching anything. And like I said, at this point, we've got other fish to fry. So
got to keep moving.
Other trout and whatever types of fish you might have caught.
Smallmouth bass. Caught some of those.
It was pretty cool. Probably tasty.
I didn't eat any of them, but
you didn't eat anything.
I ate this. I ate the rainbow trout, but didn't eat the smallmouth bass. So
I see. Okay, all right. Our website's watchreviewrepeat.com. We're on many socials. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/watchreviewrepeat. We're on Instagram at watchreviewrepeat. We are on Blue Sky, watchreviewrepeat.bsky.social. YouTube. We can listen to all our episodes on YouTube. Of course, if you have thoughts on Nicolas Cage, if you have thoughts on Disclosure Day, if you have thoughts on Toy Story, Supergirl, whatever the else has come out recently. ER, The Pit. Don't spoil it for me. Widow's
Bay.
Widow's Bay. Minions and Minions and Monsters. All the latest releases. Chime in. watchreviewrepeat@gmail.com. Send some thoughts our way. We'll be happy to include them on another episode on the Listener's Corner. Whether you hate Nicolas Cage or not, man, we're happy to talk about it. We're happy to engage. Whether you think that ass fuck should be cast in anything, hey man, share your opinions with us. All right. Share some questions, comments, suggestions as well. We're certainly taking a look. Show's produced by Anna Madison. I think for this episode, we're going to give credit to Sarah Meadows as well for keeping Andrew on track in terms of remembering
what I've done.
Shit he's been up to.
I've been up to stuff.
Yep. He got a producer's note mid-episode that helped steer the ship, and you know,
thankful for it.
Yeah. It probably would be a shorter episode without it, but we would have missed so many things. The intro and outro track is Mechanolith by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com, licensed under the Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license. We can personally guarantee that we will be covering the Odyssey once we both had a chance to see it. I think maybe the hope is that we will also both see Evil Dead Burn prior to that. I think you're maybe making moves to see that before you go cruising. But one way or another, we are going to be taking a week off from recording because you're going to be at sea. So we will kind of reconvene once you're back and figure out what we can fit in, if anything else, before the Odyssey. But I think the Odyssey is obviously going to be the number one priority. So we might, I would love to do a Widow's Bay. I would love to do an Evil Dead. That might be optimistic to do all of those things.
Yeah, right. But I've seen, I'm done with Widow's Bay, so.
Right, the heavy lift is mostly, that's good. Obviously, it's, if you have Evil Dead plans and if you've seen it before the cruise, you're good. I don't think I'm going to have to twist any arms to get you to see the Odyssey. So it's really just the logistics of it all. So we'll figure it out. We'll be back. Like I said, the Odyssey for sure, but maybe one or two more things prior to that. We'll see. We'll see. That's what I'll say. So that's what we have for this episode of Watch Review Repeat. Andrew, do you want to take everyone out?
Yeah, I'll take everybody out. Listen.